rodeo. Are we in hell? I don't know, to the dirt patrol. Well, if you think you're gonna hide this chocobo, everybody's gonna wanna ride your chocobo. It's choco-loco style in the choco rodeo. Ride them straight to hell in the chocobo rodeo. That's right. Greens and let him go. Stand back, stand clear as he puts on the show. Don't you get fierce and see from hell. I cannot tell yet, I don't even want to know. So you want to be a trailblazer, kicking dirt like a hell razor. Take the reins, but don't react slow. It's time to feel the force of the chocobo. So you think you can ride this chocobo? Got choco, watch him and I put him on the chocobo. Settle up if you think you can ride in this rodeo. Are we in hell? I don't know, to the dirt patrol. Well, if you think you're gonna hide this chocobo, everybody's gonna want to ride your chocobo. It's choco-loco style in the choco rodeo. Ride them straight to hell in the chocobo rodeo. That's right.
Good afternoon. And yes, it was as surprising to you as I imagine it was to me. I wasn't, I was slightly behind on my timer. Anyway, we are there, we are there, we are everywhere. What? No. Creepy. Weird. Yes. Microphone? Good. Game? Good. Away we go. Away we go into the wild blue yonder. Yes, indeed. Oh, here we are. Oh, here we go. It's just loading now. I fear today is not going to be particularly exciting, of course, because it is going to be a wandering we will go. A wandering we will go. Why don't I have sound? A wandering we will go. Or is it just super quiet? Oh, it's just super quiet, okay. I think it's caught me on that one before, isn't it? Bastard thing. It just has that really, like, I've done sort of fucking fades in terms of bloody audio before, but good lord. They really do start it so subtle, or at least on these earbud things. It's just so quiet. Oh, we can just skip straight past that. It loads reasonably quickly, in fairness. Right, here we are in the narthex, where we discussed sofas last week. But unfortunately, we don't want to go to the sofas. We want to go backwards. You know, that just seems very, very quiet in general, I think, actually. I don't know why, but Final Fantasy seems to come up very gently on the old earbuds. Entirely convinced why. Is this... where is this? Where have we ended up? Oh. Is this... oh, no, okay, this is intriguing. This is back to life, back to reality. No, this is actually right, okay. This is the mysterious portal we couldn't go through previously. That is the portal to the narthex. That's the portal to the Doodah, and that's the portal to the Whatsit. So, I suppose it depends on where precisely we feel we ought to go. Oh yes, of course, we do have some Crystarium points that we never got round to using last time, which might actually put us in a not intolerable state. Right, I think Synergist for you. So we will carry on just whipping around, getting a few extra stats here and there. I might consider changing the party, because in terms of training, the party makeup doesn't actually make any difference. However, I'm kind of feeling the idea of just sort of getting used to this group that I've kind of gravitated towards, but I'm not sure. There's the possibility of just going, do you know what? I'm going to bring Zaz instead of Snow, which could work, but then again, I think most of what Zaz offered us, we have now kind of covered with both, you know, we've got synergy coming from Vanille and synergy coming from Fang now. So, and I think Vanille definitely is the sort of superior healer, which means probably going to be her as a primary medic. Snow's not an incredibly good healer, although he gets the job done, in fairness, he gets the job done. But then again, Zaz is also equally sort of doing well. But we upgraded the weapons of the other three, so not that I can't suddenly start upgrading the weapons of these guys, but, you know. Right, so just, we've got all that's available there. All that's available. Thought it was not all for a moment there. All that's available there, all that's available there. So Zaz, I feel like Saboteur is perhaps your best bet for another. We've gone into another class. Unexpected extra class in the Zaz area. Deprotect, not a terrible choice, but nothing that Vanille and Fang can't cover either. As I say, I think we've shaken it out and settled upon Fang, Snow, Vanille as my go-to crew. As I say, when training, it doesn't make any difference when it comes to who I am, because everybody gets the same amount of CP. But training with them and learning, you know, the paradigm switches, although having said that, if you know how to paradigm switch, you know how to paradigm switch. There's no real training involved in that, but I don't know. Getting used to the paradigms I like. I suppose arguably I could experiment with extra ones, and that way maybe I'd learn more. And you know, I feel like Synergist is probably the better option. I feel like Synergy is the more useful of the traits, but it doesn't make too much difference at this point because it's mostly just the stats we're looking at, trying to tackle and get down. So now then. We probably still can't quite take that Cactuar on, but if we do pop on down to Grand Pulse, we might be able to wander around and possibly tackle a couple of the other things, although do I still have my notes? Yes, I do. Oh, Tomberries, actually, I have not marked as bastards. I suppose I got so peeved that I couldn't even be bothered to mark them as bastards. And then... Now, it's interesting. I assume we could possibly take the Titan trial to E5. Because I haven't... Now, again, I suppose I may have just chosen not to mark it. But I haven't marked E5 as bastard. And therefore, I do wonder if E5 might not be a bastard, but I do loosely suspect at this point. Okay, that's the Neo-Chew, which I would like to do. It's just the Neo-Chew. The Neo-Chew did not want me to do the Neo-Chew. The Gaian Grudge. Oh, right, that's the Tomberries. That's the bloody Tomberries. That's the one that is officially marked bastard. I know why as well. E3, he is also marked as bastard, but I can't... Oh, no, I do remember why. I recognise the silhouette. It's because he's got super duper epic magic that can't be defeated, and also he's got magical shields. So that's good. Tyrannicide. Oh, E5. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So we have actually met E5. I just haven't marked him as bathed or otherwise. So it's difficult to know if he is bathed or not bathed. Are you bathed or are you not bathed? This was the Zenitra, the second round of Zenitras. And the bigger they are, that one I definitely don't think I can do because he's got 10,000 needles. And I do not have 10,000 health with every single one of my people. And I don't think any level of mitigation, I'm fairly certain 10,000 needles is 10,000 needles is 10,000 needles. There is no ifs, ands or buts to that. You will get yourself wrecked. And that is a third Zenitra. You can kind of look at that and you're going, did you run out of ideas, guys? Did you run out of ideas? That's more of the bastards we already know about, those bastards, and Crushed by Doubt, and that's, they want me to defeat an Adamant Tortoise, which, it's difficult to say for certain whether I can or I can't, but I probably can't. So, I suppose the only real one that I'm not sure, because that's one of those, yeah, and we did defeat a fairly chunky version of that. So, okay, the goal, I think, is to get back to Titan's Trials, which I believe will require, yeah, I think it's the Arc step, onto a Chocobo, off to the side, possibly onto another Chocobo, or, no, we might be able to use the same Chocobo all the way through. If we're careful, of course. We've got to avoid bumping into the Neochew, because I don't really fancy trying that just yet. But I suppose arguably I ought to, well, I wonder if it'd be worthwhile not taking the Chocobo and just, I do want just CP, so it could be worthwhile just running through every enemy in my path, which, yep, it's going to be tiresome, it's going to be tiresome, it's going to be long-winded, but it's going to be the grind. The grind that is, the grind that was, the grind that ever will be, in the RPG specialty, the grind. Let's throw down a couple of buffs just to make it a little bit easier. Although having said that, I don't. Truth be told, I'm not 100% convinced it's necessary. Come on, use the haste. Well, we'll have haste now, day. Can't be bothered. Because I mean, I appear to have wiped out the Gorgonopsids by accident, which is always a good sign. If you could just tackle an enemy with the splash damage, you know you're doing quite well in terms of being able to kill the enemies. Well, having said that, this Behemoth is still taking a chunk of change to defeat. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I think I need that piece of dialogue now. You terrible human being. Yep, very much so. It's just her going, good night, sunshine. I think that's what she said anyway. I hope that's what she said. Diversity should be the one I'm thinking of, yeah. But that's kind of the crucial element, is I know what the paradigms are that I've got available and where they are, which is why I'm not sure I want to change team, but I don't know. Maybe for these slightly easier foes it might be worthwhile just shifting that up a bit. Do you know what? Fuck it, yeah. I might make a note of what the current paradigms are, though, just in case. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's hugely necessary, but you know, we might forget, and I might want it slightly different. So I really wish this pen would just work. This is why you can tell that pens are going the way of the, you know, because sometimes you pick up a pen and you think, yeah, that'd be fine, and it turns out that pen's not fine. But it's sufficient. I think I can read it. It's mostly my own handwriting that I can't read, let alone anything else. Solidarity. Oh, interesting enough, Solidarity was not actually the one. It was Combat Clinic was the one that sort of paid the most dividends. Would you please? And Try Disaster we should always be able to remember anyway. But I don't know, as I say, it's probably not hugely worthwhile writing them down, but they're there for reference if I decide I suddenly go, oh no, I must do this, I'd like this instead. Right, I tell you what, we haven't run around as Lightning in quite some time, so go on, we'll run around as Lightning. We will put I will just trade the entire team. There you go, that's perfect. Solidarity, no. What we'll do is we'll have... Yeah, we'll have Combat Clinic on the boy. I don't know if I like that idea, but it's kind of happened now, so there you go. Ah, good evening. How are we getting on with this boss then? We're not. I've not even bothered trying the boss on this occasion because I just don't think it's going to be hugely worthwhile. Synergist and Medic. So I'm popping round and just training up on the old fields. See if I can beat a couple of the little buggers that I wasn't able to last time. It's difficult to know for certain. Oh, hello. Oh, it's Manolia Luna. Welcome. Ah, that's intriguing. You were, I believe, Manolia Kit Kat earlier on. And possibly even something else. But, oh, there we go. Hello there. But welcome, Manolia Luna, if you are real. Congratulations.
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, shit. What am I doing in Final Fantasy 13? Not even the right, it's not even Disney. If it was Disney, I could understand why I might be here, but I'm in Final Fantasy 13. Right, what were we looking for? Diversity. So, I should have wrote down what diversity was. No, I think I remember. Yeah, I think the boy should stick to being medic. That's diversity. Whoops, no. No. All the wrong buttons, all the time. Bully! Of course we want bully. We always want bully. Always want a little bit of bully. It'll do. It's not optimal, but it'll do. And then finally try disaster. Because try disaster tends to be quite useful. There we go. We've sort of matched what we had previously. But we're just changing up team because, well, I felt like a bit of a difference. And now we're going to wander around. This isn't the most efficient way of getting crystal points, but I mean it's pleasant enough. Why? No, well, I could have done, but I'm seeing it through to the end. No matter what, I will see it through to the end. Somewhere, somehow, some way, I will see it through to the end. As I say, one key thing I might try and do a bit more next week. Never got round to it this week because the week disappeared and I was actually doing sort of semi-productive things. But I might try and fit in a bit of sort of off-screen grinding. Depending on precisely what happens today. If I suddenly shoot through a lot of these big hardcore hunts on Grand Pulse, it might bolster my confidence to actually go back to trying the boss, but at the moment I'm probably not netting myself a huge amount of CP, but I'm not no, not exactly phenomenal amounts, but then again it wasn't exactly a hugely lengthy battle, and sometimes that's where, I don't know, it's often difficult to gauge some of these things, because it's like if you're spending sort of half hour... Oh, I actually do need a chocobo, you twit. There's me saying I can just run the whole way. I can't run the whole way, I have to have a chocobo. Bugger. Not exactly what I wanted. Why are you... Oh, is it? Oh, I'm assuming... Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's him. It's the big boy in the background shaking the screen. I was slightly concerned. It was like, why is the screen shaking? What is happening? Is the game dying on me? It turns out, no. No, the game is fine. Hello, little sheepies. Can I rip more wool out of the sheepies? No, I can't. Don't know precisely why I ripped wool out of the sheepies last time, but at some point I might look that up and see if I can figure it out. But we'll see if anything else odd happens first, and it might present itself. Right, okay, so let's have a look around here. So we got that. Back on Cocoon, there is a place where monsters give 50k CP just after the portal to get back to Pulse. Ah, interesting. I'll have to have a look. As I say, at the moment I'm sort of interested in popping down here and just seeing if there's any bits I can do here. So I think, assuming I am correct in what I think I'm thinking, Am I thinking correctly along my thinkings? Yes, I think I am. Cool. I'm going to pop back and try... Oh. I can't help myself. I have to find the diggy spot now. This is why it's unfortunate when they flash up the diggy spot. Because I have to go and find myself the diggy spot. It's usually on the sort of open soil rather than the grass. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's getting excited. No, I think it's getting less excited. No, it's getting a lot less excited. God damn it. Oh, no, you excited now? No. God, I might leave this one because it's... Can't seem to catch the excitement value. No, it's definitely waning there. Come on. I think it's mostly the primary difference, I think, is the little sort of... I don't know what you'd call them, the sort of... dreadlocks. I don't think you'd call them dreadlocks, would you? It's the best descriptor I've got at the moment. But it is those sort of weird little extra flappy bits on the front that is the most striking difference as far as I can recall. Okay, fuck that. Oh, unless it is actually this one down here, because there is often one down here. Okay, it might just be this one. So we might not need to fuck it off after all. Nope, we're fucking it off, right. There we go. Right in front of my face. Up a mountainside. Oh yeah. Flappy wappy doo doo. And now we sprint along the lanes. And that's right. We're gonna sprint around this place. We're gonna sprint over the space. Tried to make it rhyme, but it's a bit shit, wasn't it? Never mind. Come along, Mr. Chocobo. Right, we're going to ignore, theoretically, there we go, I was going to say, theoretically we want to ignore that big lumpy shit, because, would you mind, you little cactua turd? Because that Neo-Chew was too strong for me. Go away, Triffids. It is not your day, Triffids. This day belongs to the giant nasty boy that killed me the last time I tried it. Well, probably killed me the last time I tried it anyway. Whoa, little... Oh yeah, little goblins. That's fine. Get out of my way, little goblins. Nobody wants you here, little goblins. You're just in the way. Just how does that make you feel? But it makes you feel bad, doesn't it? Well, how about you get out of the way and then you won't have to feel so bad. Big goblins now. Big goblins, little goblins. I wonder if there are any cardboard goblins. Probably. Somewhere deep down, I believe, there is a cardboard goblin. Bye, Mr. Chocobo. I'd say it was lovely encountering you, but, you know, your means to an end. I don't care for you. Be different if it was perhaps my Chocobo, but just a wild Chocobo. You know. Quick ride and I'm done. Right, I must admit, I suppose I should have probably used my optimal team for doing Titan challenges, but as I say, I fancied a change. I think I've been using that team for at least a couple of weeks now, so... And I'm not very good at sticking with the same thing over and over again. Which is why grinding is not necessarily the greatest of things for me. We'll pop a little save here just in case, but I don't think anything's going to be that tragic. I have no reason to believe anything's going to go off. That's the crucial element. But then again, that's the point when things will surprise you and things will go off. We just waltz up to this thing, and then we've got to try and choose a path. I think we are fairly limited in our choice of paths. So let's have a look. So I mean, we have to go after the Gulangach, which shouldn't prove too troublesome, but in order to get to E5, we could go B2, C3, then D3, then E5 maybe. But yeah, no, I don't care about the current mission. I couldn't do it, and so I'm not going to try. I've given up. I've given up on the Neo-Chew. We need more strength somewhere along the line. Although I can't deny Combat Clinic might work wonders against it as well. My acceptance of Combat? Yes, Combat Clinic. It's a Star Wars character. Hello, I am Combat Clinic. Nope, that was the correct one. Wow. One of these days, sentences will work out the way my brain forms them. It's just unfortunate the mouth can't quite manage to keep up with the brain. But then again, I can't deny that the brain's not exactly hugely potent at the best of times anyway. Blah, words are hard. Welcome, Mr. Onibushu. Good, I'm assuming morning for you. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? One assumes if it is, congratulations, you found me. We're here. We're Final Fantasy XIIIing, and we are desperately trying to earn, basically just sort of earn experience, or crystal points in this case, aka experience, and just generally try and get on. But unfortunately, the game doesn't want me to get on. The game very much wants me to lose. The game is fighting me, and the game is fighting me hard. So we're back on Grand Pulse for the potential misery of more boss fights I can't win. We've hit that fatigue state again, unfortunately. This is probably the second time I've hit that. Well, that was a lot worse than any other occasion. I thought I'd started building up some star power on this mission, but apparently no, we're straight back to you suck. Right, I don't think it will matter too much. Well, actually, no, it might matter a lot. Which one is this? This is B2? 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 Yes, B2. In fairness, B1 or B2 I could have come back from, but B2 will do nicely. So yes, we shall mission commence, please. And away we go. Certainly, B2, C3, D3 should be easy enough to beat, because I've clearly beaten them in the past. Now, that's not always a guarantee, because, you know, sometimes I can be a lot worse than I was in the past. Somehow, some way. I don't know how. In this game, I suppose, arguably, it's probably based on the team I choose. Because I'm not putting my best foot forward. But then again, I don't know. The fact that they all level up at roughly the same rate means you're never truly putting yourself with a bad team as such, but it can still sometimes prove troublesome having the team you're not really using to its fullest. And this one is definitely that, because I've got Zaz. Premier bloody synergist Zaz is on sabotage duty in Bully, I think, which is possibly not the greatest of choices, but there you go. He was the only saboteur I had available, and I wanted Bully. Granted, I probably won't use much Bully. I think if I want buffs, it's probably going to be Hero's Charge now, because it keeps a little bit of damage ticking over, whilst also allowing you to heal and buff at the same time. And we found it quite useful. Granted, that was with Snow doing the attacking and Fang doing the buffing, but nonetheless, 7,500. It's not to be sniffed at. Oh, apparently it is. Rafflesia gone down. Because in fairness, the Rafflesia are an absolute piece of piss. I mean, that's one. This is where some of these challenges get a little bit crazy, because I'm fairly certain the Rafflesia are actually classified as a higher number than some of the other bosses that I can't beat, and yet the Rafflesia are an absolute piece of piss. Verdalay, they're a pain in the arse, but we should be able to deal with Verdalay if they're what I think they are, and I think they are what I think they are. Otherwise, I wouldn't think they were what I think they were. I'm fairly certain these guys are the ones that summon dickheads. And nobody wants that in their life. Nobody wants a small creature summoning a dickhead. It's like a tiny man at the pub summoning over his big mate. Oh, I've insulted this guy, Dave. Will you help me? Yeah. But then again, I did get the back attack, but then again, I'm fairly certain. Although, ooh, try and beat down this guy. Come on, guys! I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in a thing called love. Did we? No. Yeah. No. Yes. No. I don't know. Could you repeat the question? I think I did it. I blocked their summons. That made that fight a lot easier. If you can stop them summoning Dave from across the bar, your quid's in. You go straight, you know. When the little tiny guy starts mouthing off at you, you just go straight in. Straight for the nose. That's what you want to do. Punch him straight clean on the nose. Disorient him. He's forgotten all about Dave. Borg Bear. Yeah. Oh, also, it's a necessity, not a maybe. We have to go to D3, otherwise we can't get to E5. And our ultimate quest is E5. I want 5 tabs of E. Dave's not here, man. Oh, no. Well, that means he was never going to be able to summon Dave in the first place. I must admit, I feel like... Oh, I suppose actually, I was going to say, I feel like that would make a fantastic game if you just had a summoning system that was normal people and one of them was like, I summoned Dave. But then I realised that kind of exists in a way because of Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon. The summoning system in that is kind of just summoning normal people. Normal people to do weird shit. That's generally how you do in Yakuza Like a Dragon. I don't know who else has played Yakuza Like a Dragon, but it's well worth a play. There's a couple of issues sort of partway through the game where you end up, unfortunately, much like I am here, stuck in a grind fest of just fighting to level up. But overall, Like a Dragon is just absolutely magnificent. It's got all the craziness of Yakuza with all the wondrousness of a turn-based battle system. And in fairness, they have... Oh, they pulled a magnificent turn-based battle system out of their arse on that one. Call up Cheesing Gerald or Spontaneous Booty. It's kind of normal people. True. That's true, because the Stick of Truth and the... Oh, the Fractured Butthole. That was the one. Those two were also fantastic games. And it's odd. I say it's odd, it's not that odd, but it's slightly peculiar that I don't even particularly watch South Park. I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way and go, I am a fan of South Park. I couldn't declare that in good conscience because I've barely watched the show. It's more I'm sort of aware that South Park is a thing. But I picked up the 2 games, the Stick of Truth. Well, I suppose I picked up the first game, the Stick of Truth, and I absolutely fucking loved it because it's such a good game. And it is the sort of one that makes me want to try and track down South Park and watch them after all. But it's sort of, you know... Oh, absolutely, the games are fantastic on their own. Honestly, I don't even think you have to have an awareness of South Park to pick those up and enjoy them, because they are just... And it's not even... I suppose the sense of humour does affect it a lot, but the solid foundation of that gameplay they've got, it's a turn-based, sort of slightly strategy turn-based, if memory serves. Although I might be remembering the second one more so than the first one. But it was certainly grid-based. Collecting all the Tweak Cross Craig Yowie was great. I don't remember that bit, but maybe I just didn't pay attention enough. Or maybe I didn't collect it, or it's just the fact that I haven't played it in quite some time. Which I must admit, I'd be tempted to play it again at some point in the not too distant future, because especially Stick of Truth, it's been so long since I played the Stick of Truth. I must try and get that one out again. I mean, to a certain extent, it would probably make a decent... Because it's an RPG, it would make a decent one for SaturJay RPG. The gay art Easter eggs hidden around the world. I must have collected at least a couple of them, but I don't fully remember collecting gay art Easter eggs. But then again, if they're Easter eggs, I may have missed it completely, if they were hidden well enough. And I know they do hide a good few of their features There was a couple of... They come up a good couple of times. They come up with the achievement lists. Your sort of what culture style lists they do, where it's like impossible or obscure achievements you're unlikely to get normally and stuff like that. And there's a couple of achievements in there that are distinctly troublesome, I believe. One of which I think was farting on the Nazi baby. And, I mean, that's an incredible sentence in and of itself, but... there were like 25 of them? Oh, alright. I feel like as a collectible, I probably wouldn't have gotten all 25. But I do feel confident in the fact that I would have probably gotten at least a couple of them. Because it's one of those age-old ones that I've described. I think I described this possibly last week or the week before. But it's one of those ones where when there's 25 of them across an entire game, it's not too bad. Because you're bound to spot a couple. It's when you get down to the nitty-gritty, when it's like, there's only 2 of these collectibles left. And it's like, well, I feel like I've been everywhere. Which means... it's exactly what happened in Evoland. Where it was like, I feel like I've been through this mine several times. And now I've got one last thing to find, and I cannot find it. It's nice when game... I prefer it if a game mitigates that factor. Because I did describe one of the older Spider-Man ones, I think, allowed you a radar for the comic book collections. The latest Spider-Man, or the one before the latest Spider-Man, the Spider-Man 2018 or something, I think it was, the one on the PlayStation 4, not Miles Morales one. That one, what was quite nice is they gave you a suit upgrade that actually allowed you to track the secret photos, which made it slightly easier. Not completely. It wasn't devoid of challenge, because you still had to swing around the city like a fucking... Basically, you ended up swinging around the city. I did it in like a grid pattern in the end, and it was like, okay, right, we'll swing down this road, which I suppose arguably is lucky, because it's New York. Everything is built on a grid pattern anyway. So you can just... Right, I'll swing down this road, swing across here, swing down this road, swing across here, swing down this road. So you just did a sort of sweeping back and forth pattern, up and down, up and down, up and down. Right, I'm fairly certain this district is clear. On to the next one. Away we go. And it's just it was quite a difficult task. One I didn't bother with the first time I played the game. Right, let's see. Is the one back here E5? That's what we're after. We want E5. And as I say, I'm not 100% sure whether I have attempted this one or not. I mean, the fact that the mission has been registered makes me think I probably did attempt it at one point. Ah, there's E5, marvellous. But there's a slight confidence boost, although the confidence boost is equally knocked at the same time. Because it's like, yes, I'm fairly certain I beat a chunky version of this creature back in Orphan's Cradle, so I should be able to do it again, right? But then I'm reminded that this is not the team I did that with. So, difficult to know whether I'm going to be able to do it. 40 hidden in the overworld, good lord. If you take Craig's dad after finding them all, he gives you the last one. Oh yes, one of those. They do like doing that in games, don't they? The sort of... There's a final hidden one if you actually get them all and then talk to a specific person. Which is always difficult to predict. I am Titan. This is my creature. You must fight it. Okay, so it's blue. It's definitely a different shade of annoyance. Yes, keep them off balance. Right, let's get in there with a little bit of that. Have you summoned your little fella? Yes, you have summoned your little fella. Do we have the scan on this thing? Yes, we do. Yeah, okay, interesting. So let's take down the blade like we did on a previous occasion. But possibly, I do remember... Oh! Right, of course. Okay, that could prove a problem. We shall see. Blue double D double D. But yes, the issue we've got is I didn't pack Solidarity. And if memory serves, the way I beat the last version of this thing that was particularly nasty was Solidarity. Because I was able to tackle... Also, I'll tell you what, I must have it. Don't I? Oh, did I not have it? Oh, come on, Lightning. Only if she lets me. No. No. Bad man. Bad man. Oh, I mean, yeah, it is a bit of a bugger that they've not done one. I'm hoping maybe there's one on the cards, but it has been a good few years, so difficult to say for certain whether they are planning on doing a third one, but it definitely deserves another one because the gameplay is... They've managed to master an exceptional gameplay, and it's always nice to see. Okay, this guy's going down like a real bitch, making me feel a little bit more powerful than perhaps I should at this point, because it's definitely bolstering the confidence. Because I'm going to do it. I don't need to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because he was also only worth 3,510 Christogen points, which is disappointing. But he has been officially ticked. Now we just have to try and cross off and tick the ones labelled bastard. And at that point, we're really going to be quids in. Mission completed. A particle accelerator. Sweet mother of mercy. 7 of the bastards. That's going to be very good. Oh, and I think you get that every time you complete it. So we now know who's probably worthwhile farming for particle accelerators. If I decide I want to farm for particle accelerators. I want to make a note of that as well. You get a special little note. And weirdly, not the word bastard. Which is what they usually get as their special little note. Assuming I am... Bloody pen. Come on. Come on, pen. Come on. Here we go. Set up. No. Ah, no, that's it there. Fuck's sake. I remember. I do remember. I remember. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Plus, on some occasions, not always a guarantee, of course, not always a guarantee, but if they have a really good one, then a slightly weaker one, they'll come back stronger with an even stronger one. And that could be well worth it. And also Deus Ex Machina, which is nice. They're nice for me. Hey, buddy. High five. Yeah. I know I'm excellent. We all know I'm excellent. But I'm glad you high-fived me to acknowledge my excellence. Right. Okay. So, what do we fancy doing next? I suppose I'm... Oh, a new trial awaits you? What? No, you're... No. Oh, right. Yeah, as in do it again. D1. Yeah, D1 are the Tombury Bastards. E1... We don't know because we haven't got past the Tombury Bastards. E2 is the Zenitra Bastard. E3, I don't know what it is, but it is definitely labelled Bastard. So, and then there's the big mystery one, which I'm assuming is probably going to be Big Bastard. So, which is probably Titan. And it's one of those ones where it's like, really? Really, you expect me to try and take down Titan? I suspect that's going to end poorly. But we'll see. Now, we're going to... it's probably going to be quicker just to redo this. I was going to experiment with other areas for the Zenitras, but I might as well just carry on down here. Carry on down this path. Good and catch once again. Good and catch me, baby. Have you good and catched? I don't know what that means, but it sounds filthy. Don't you touch my good and catch. Alright, alright. I just thought we were in the mood. Yeah, well, I'm not in the mood. I'm not going to let you touch my good and catch. Well, sorry. I'm definitely going to have to touch it at some point. I need to defeat it. That definitely puts someone in the mood, wouldn't it? I just need to defeat you for the experience points. We'll use a little bit of Hero's Charge at first. Not only will it give me haste and some other buffs, but it'll build the commando thing to lower the meter slower for when I get into Try Disaster, which is going to be the general plan, I think. Anyway, maybe. Oh! Oh, that's unfortunate. Because I loved that song. Carry on my wayward son, all there'll be peace when you are done. Thanks. Right, let's try Disaster. Because we've got a selection of buffs. I mean, granted, they're not the best of buffs, are they, Zaz? I mean, I suppose you've tried your best, love, but... Sorry, mate, you're not quite got the double arrows that Fang has, do you? So, not quite as good as Fang. Arguably, if I can figure out how to get stage 10 of the Crystarium, I might be able to get him up to that sort of standard, but... I can't deny I'm not entirely sure how you get it, because I assumed I was going to get it before the big final boss, but you either get it after the big final boss in order to tackle Grand Pulse easier, or you might get it from a different mission here that I've got a theory on, but I'm not 100% convinced. But, you know, I'll just carry on, see what happens. That's essentially the way I deal with these things. Robbie Steinhardt, violinist and vocalist with the progressive rock band Kansas, has died due to complications from pancreatitis. He was 71. I mean, that's not bad innings. I didn't get any stars. It's not bad innings, but also equally not that great. But I suppose arguably, if he was rock band, tends to have a certain euphemism for the lifestyle he probably lived at least one point in time. Now, where am I going? Which of the bastards do we want to try? I think possibly the Sinatra. I feel like if I can combat clinic at the right time, that's the one I stand the better chance of doing, but I'm not. Truth be told, I'm not 100% sold on that theory, because one of those ones where the Zenitra's got several obnoxious manoeuvres that will just wreck you. Mixed, and that's just its basic manoeuvres, will just obnoxiously wreck you. Let alone the big nasty manoeuvre, which will definitely wreck one of your characters. Which is an issue, to say the least. And in fact, I might want to... I mean, I kind of want Combat Clinic, but I also feel like it might be worthwhile having... Solidarity. Word completely evaded my brain, which is always an issue. Always the troublesome situation when your brain just goes bleh. Oh dear. Yes, well, it's one of the old strategies we usually use, but I get what you mean. You carry on attacking Lightning because you're very good at attacking. I think Lightning's probably... I mean, I suppose arguably it depends to a certain extent how you build each character, but I feel like Lightning is probably the most physical attacker. So she is basically the best commando in the game. I realise I'm not using her as a commando. Well, I am now, but in terms of my other team, she gets sidelined. Despite my statement of her being the best one, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I find Lightning a little bit boring. She's a bit bland in some ways, and I don't know. I suppose arguably sometimes I allow myself to sink into the popular opinion of Lightning was everywhere, and therefore nobody liked her. But then again, I think Fang is just a more interesting character. She's just got a bit more something. Possibly the Australian accent, I'm not going to lie. It might be that simple. I'm a man of simple things. Simple tastes. Give me an Australian telling me the something sunshine, I think she said earlier. Good night sunshine, I think she said. Give me an Australian woman saying that, and I'm happy. Right, where are we going to go? C2, which I'm thinking... Yeah, I don't think I went to C2. Are there any trench coats involved? Not with Fang, unfortunately. She's got quite a flowy outfit, but she doesn't have a trench coat, unfortunately. Only Snow has the trench coat, and in fairness, Snow is probably the best character in the game, owing to the trench coat. And Ochu, oh, Buggery. Buggery balls. Oh well. I guess we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to go for the... I don't know. We'll just have to beat an Ochu. It's a pain in the arse though. That's the problem. It's not like I can't beat an Ochu or Oko. I don't know what, but it's just they're a tiresome nuisance. Is more the issue. They're big, they're chunky, and they don't take a lot of punishment. And they summon children, which slows everything down as well. I'm sure there is sort of ways to... Okay. I don't know who Xilong is. The only thing I can think of now is the Sonic Adventure song, which I always thought sounded like Gilet. But it could have been Xilong. 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 But also, his father a sneeze. Is that... I don't understand the joke, I'm not going to lie. But is there a person genuinely called a sneeze? Because that is truly incredible if there is. Hello, I'm a sneeze. Oh, bless you. I get that everywhere I go. Every place I introduce myself, someone somehow says bless you. Sick of it. I think the next person who says bless you when I introduce myself is going to get murdered. But still. I suppose it's not such a weird name that it wouldn't be viable, but... Oh, here we go. Flame strikes for days. Arguably, with sort of... I suppose I could probably stick with Commando, but... No, I do feel like it's probably... Never mind. We have to sort of back off, because I need to deal with these micro-chews. I must admit, they do feel like they're going down a little bit easier. I don't know whether that's owing to the fire that Zaz has put onto us. I mean, it feels like that's probable since the weakness. Oh! Okay. Combat Clinic? To try and get the boy back? Do we have Raise? Yes, we do. Get Hope back on his feet immediately. I'm not going to lie, that's the... What? Wait. Why is the boy not on his feet? God. Raise, Hope. There we go, thank you. Oh, I suppose the problem is he's the bloody Sentinel, isn't he? And he is not built for a Sentinel. Absolutely not built to be a Sentinel, is the boy. But never mind, we'll try our best. Okay, Geelong is a city in Australia. I didn't know that. Just southwest of Melbourne and home to one of the teams in the AFL, which suffered an embarrassing loss in the Friday night game. I see. I would never have known that, I must admit, because... My geography knowledge is terrible. My sports knowledge is terrible. So, put the two together and ask me to identify a team of sportsmen from a certain geographical location, and I stand no chance. Come on, people, please. There we go. Now we've got lightning and fire. Seems to be an optimal scenario. If we can stop that bleed, that'd be really helpful. I don't know if we actually stopped that bleed or not. No, I think we did. I really think I should change this team, because this team is slightly dreadful, truth be told. I'm not feeling this team, because it's like, oh, lordy. These are the two things I actually know. Geography, sports ball, and Isaac. Well, I mean, the fact that you're trying to 100% that Isaac is inevitably going to give you a deeper understanding of that game, considering how much time and effort you must be putting into it, because, fucking hell. It's one of those ones where every now and again I look at some of these games and I go, yes, I can do that. And I make the effort to go down and achieve all the achievements. But then so many more of them are like, no, that's just not. It's not going to be a thing. It's a bit like, I was quite pleased at having platinumed Spider-Man. I don't know if I've mentioned recently that I platinumed the Spider-Man game. But I did, I platinumed the Spider-Man game. And I was quite pleased at that. And then I was looking through the achievements for the Miles Morales version. And there's one in there which was just like, no. Cool. Moving on. Which was score 100 combo. And I was looking at it and I was just genuinely like, are we seriously, like, I don't see a fight where, like, it's one of those ones where it's not just my ability to go through the entire fight and not get hit. That's a fairly heavy factor into it, but there's also an element of, how do I find a fight where I can do 100 unbroken strikes? Because you need an appropriate volume of men to hit in order to do 100 unbroken strikes. And I feel like most battles that you could find in that game just simply wouldn't give you, they would not net you the appropriate volume that you need. But there you go. As for a sneeze, father of a chew. Oh, I see. God, I really should watch Men in Tights again at some point. I mean, that's got to be at least 15 years since I've watched that film. Right, so we're aiming for E3, but it's very difficult to know. It's very difficult to know where E3 is. Especially, they might do it online again. But then again, we're out of lockdown for the most part, so they'll probably be alright. That's an E3 joke, though. That's an E3 joke. D3 is definitely not where we want to go, so no, we do not want to go there. And I must admit, I thought we were closer than we actually are. Assholes may look closer. That's another film I wouldn't mind watching again. The Ace Ventura films, because they were quite good. It's just difficult to find the time, especially rewatching films. It's difficult to find the time to rewatch a film when there's new films that you can watch as well. And anything with Sir Pat Stew is instantly better. Yes, Sir Pat Stew. I'm assuming that's Patrick Stewart, isn't it? Yeah, must be, surely. So this is the Bald Bear Hero, just in a different area. It's fine, I suppose. But Pat Stew just sounds like you've thrown him in a pot with a few vegetables. Right, okay. What's for dinner tonight? Oh, we got Pat Stew. Have we really? Oh, you only watch things I've watched before. How else do I know if I like it? Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. I absolutely know the feeling. That's his Twitter handle. Is it really? Oh, my. He's probably one I should perhaps find on Twitter and follow, just in case he does something amusing. Although he tends to have two settings, I think. He's either quite entertaining or he's a dick. He doesn't seem to have a middle ground, I don't think. I don't know. There was that old one where he sort of had a go at, I think it was James Corden, wasn't it? But then again, everybody seems to be having a go at James Corden recently. I don't know precisely why. It's one of those odd ones where it's like I've never had anything that drastically against James Corden. You know, I've not really seen the Gavin and Stacey show he was sort of primarily associated with. Then I quite liked him hosting A League of Their Own, which is another thing he did. When he went to America, he sort of disappeared off my radar, but he's not done anything hugely offensive to my senses, and yet somehow he seems one of the more hated people in the world. And I don't know, it's one of those odd ones where it's like, what? Why? I don't see why he's quite so disgusted. But I think he turned up on Twitter the other day, which was like, no, we all don't like James Corden. It's apparently starring in a movie. I can't remember which movie it was now. One of the bigger ones, and some kind of musical role, I think, because I think that's where the disgust comes from. The idea that he's perhaps not worthy to star in a musical film or something, I don't know. He's an actor. He's a jobbing actor, and the company decided he was well worth the hiring. Fuck it. Come on, we can kill these relatively quickly. Now, my brain wanted to do something. Oh yes, I remember what my brain wanted to do. My brain wanted to check something with lightning. Lightning. Come on, lightning. You're supposed to be excellent beyond comparison. And what do? You wave the sword inefficiently around in the air, missing the target every single strike. Come on. Come on, Lightning. You are absolutely better than that. Right, what we got? All abilities. Here we go. Army of One. So actually, that doesn't help me. Is it in Commando? No, it's not. I had a feeling it wasn't. Army of One is in Ravager. That seems very peculiar to stick that in Ravager. But I can drop down to Ravager and see, try and at least view it. It's the only real goal I've got, is to just view it at least once. I'll have to jiggery-pokery my units around again so we can see some of the others. Because the only one we've really focused on is Highwind. But everybody has that sort of big, chunky, beefy, I'm going to kill you now ability. So let's just go straight in there and just see it. It's not going to be the most efficient timing for using it, but I will get to see it. The Army of One, go! You are slicey, dicey, kicky, nicey, twicey, bangy, shooty, flippy, kicky. I must admit, it's quite an impressive looking move. Hugely ineffective. I mean, I know I said I wasn't using it at the optimal time, perhaps, but still, felt like it did very little. And I do mean very little. But arguably, I suppose, well, no, it might be running off of a physical attack. It might be running off of every part of her attack. It might run off whichever attack stat is highest, perhaps, because they do specify it sort of changes dependent on the situation, I believe. But yeah, it was, I mean, it was flashy, it was showy, but altogether a bit disappointing. Which arguably, oh dear, let's combat clinic that, because I left Lightning to die a little bit too much there. That wasn't a good call on my part. I do apologise, Lightning. I was too busy besmirching your fanciness over function manoeuvre, which is basically what all of them are, I think. Although we were doing fairly magnificent chunks of change with Highwind. It's just, it's one of those ones which is slightly impractical because it takes all of your ATB, whilst also being slightly, you know, it's not that strong. It's not so strong that it's like, yes, I must use it. It's like, yeah, it's all right. Did a chunk of change, but with some of these enemies with massive great health bars, it's like, it barely made a dent. I'd have been better off just slicing and dicing. Because I'm still not entirely unconvinced that 5 regular attacks are not simply more damage than a single super attack. Which is silly. And I hope it's not true. I hope that's just my imagination. That it feels that way. Because if that is true, it makes those super moves absolutely silly. Now I know, again, technically they've got a little bit of extra with the stagger meter. Or chain gauge rather than stagger meter. There's a little bit of extra to consider, but it is still a little daft. Right, I'll tell you what, shall we... Do we have... I'm assuming, Zaz, you have... Yes, Cold Blood. Where is Cold Blood? Is it in the one you would expect it to be in? So let's swap over to be active as Zaz. And then we can hopefully utilise Cold Blood. I'm gonna chill you to the bone with my cold blood. Now we just have to bypass these bugbears and find E2, probably. Difficult to know which one is going to be the better choice, really. E3, I think, is going to be a... Oh, did I say that? Oh, yeah. I said I was heading for E3, didn't I? I'm not. I'm heading for E2. Because I think the Zenitra is going to be the slightly more... Whoa there! The ever so slightly... Whoa there! I just noticed the fact that I was dying horribly. Yeah, I think E3 is the nastier of the bunch. Because they've got that devastating sort of double spell that just suddenly wrecks you beyond comparison. In a most alarming fashion. I must admit, in my combat clinic... Yeah, I made the boy the Sentinel. I should have made Lightning the Sentinel. I don't know why I didn't make Lightning the Sentinel, but never mind. Cold blood, go! Yes. Oh, here we go. Bang, 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 bang. Big bullets this time. Oh, he's dude, bam, bam. Absolutely nowhere near required that level of movement. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Zaz is very dying. Very dying indeed. So dying, I think we need to not do that, please. No, no, no. Heal, heal. You little shit. Now, see, I heard fuck's sake there. He actually said luck's finally run out, but I heard the phrase fuck's sake when when he died there. Do I want to... No, I don't really want to change up the strategy. I think I just need to not care too much about doing that cold blood one and just generally do it a bit better. I'll tell you what might be a better start. Bully would be a better start. Well, I haven't said that yet. He's not necessarily the greatest of hinderers. But never mind. We should still get the suitable buffs. It all do. Well, I haven't said that at this point. Heroes charge for the heals. Now we can finish off more buffs. That's why I quite like having heroes charge, because healing and buffing is a good combination. So, I do feel like at some point I do need that. Do I not have... Oh, diversity. There we go. Idiot. Genuinely didn't realise I still had diversity on the field. It's one of those ones where in the back of my brain I was like, I must have that somewhere, right? Surely. And it turns out I did, just not seem to... Well, yeah, words, words, and words and words. Well, I mean, some of that was disappointing. But if you're proud, Zaz, you carry on. If you're proud of yourself, I'm not going to stop you being proud of yourself for shooting him inefficiently and ineffectively with a lot of movement that was entirely unnecessary. You could have just stood there and shot the guns. That's why I think I respect Gilda in the video game Skies of Arcadia. For anybody wondering, that's where most of my emotes and... not emotes, most of my iconography comes from for the channel, is from Skies of Arcadia. Whoa there! Oh, we're already in fucking... Hope is just not doing a good job as a medic, this is the problem. Oh, also, am I... Oh no, I am targeting a Borg bear. I was going to say, I want to wipe out the little ones before I wipe out the big one. Although having said that, I think that's proving inefficient, because the big one is buffing his little friends, which is proving troublesome, but never mind. Yes, that's where I think I respect Gilda from Skies of Arcadia, because he pulls out his two pistols and he goes, come on, dance for me. And then just goes bang, 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 bang. Stands completely still and just shoots his guns at the enemy. And that's respectable. Yeah? None of this fancy, oh, I'll shoot it behind my back. How's that helping? How's that helping, Zaz? I want a 10-page document outlining precisely how shooting a gun behind your back like that actually assists in the killing of these creatures. I don't think he can do it, because I don't think there's any reason for that. It's again, it's style and flair over function, and that's not the optimal combo. Boo-doo. Come on. We can probably hit Relentless Assault for a little bit now. Now we've gotten through the worst of the numbers. This fight is very numbers based, because they don't... Each individual Borg bear I don't think hits that hard. Even with their buffs, they don't hit too hard. But when you've got 3-4 of them fully buffed, it's at that point you struggle to keep your health bars up, because then suddenly... Well, I didn't really need Try Disaster, that is unfortunate, but we'll go back to Relentless Assault. I didn't need to switch, unfortunately. I did so because it just sort of happened. We'll try and get up and do another all cold blood, whatever it's called. Cold-blooded superstar. You're the cold-blooded superstar, I know you are. Let's do... I don't think I left it too late and lightning stole my kill. she's a bit of a bitch, isn't she? Isn't she just a bit of a bitch? Mission complete. Bomb cores scored. Bomb core. I think that might have been... No, it was just a dead end. I'd wondered if it was a treasure chest from previously. Previously on Final Fantasy XIII. He gathered treasure chests like a pro. Right, I believe E2 is what we want. So, is this E2? No. So, no, I don't think we'll take on this mission. I think we'll stick with E2 because it feels like it allow me a better chance of winning. But there is no real guarantee of that. Whereabouts is this one? Oh, just straight, basically a straight line. Now, the big question, I think I might swap it up a little bit at least. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be worthwhile. I kind of want to... I don't necessarily want to just go back to the... I'm going back to the same team. Fang is just better at being able to sort of... basically stand, you know, she hits harder than most of the others. So what was this one? This was Commando. No, it wasn't. This was you being a synergist, you being a commando, and you being a medic. That's for Hero's Charge. Then this one is the Ravager medic combo, and then this one is the Bully combo, which means you must be synergist and you must be saboteur. And then this one is Try Disaster. I must admit, unless I'm missing something, which I'm willing to accept, I might be. No. One thing they could have done with... Now, in fairness, there's several things I think I've said over the time about it being sort of things they could improve upon. But one big crucial thing they could have done with improving upon here is allowing you to store groups of paradigms. So, you know, because I use the same ones over and over again, but I do like to flit between parties, it would be nice to be able to sort of go, okay, this is a stored party, this is a stored party, etc, etc. I think that would have been quite nice. It's not a huge amount of crystal points, but I mean, any edge is going to, well, be an edge, I suppose. Any edge will do. Synergist, no, Synergist is probably better, because Synergist is what she's quite good at. Especially Boon, I think, is one of the better ones. Nope, okay, it's not. Or not, strictly speaking. If it had just extended to the length of the buff, that would have been very good. But just sort of extending it in such a limited fashion is not great news. I mean, I feel like I've got quite a lot of synergists. I'll tell you what, you can be a saboteur. But again, it's unlikely that I'm ever going to use him as a saboteur. It is literally just for these tiny, tiny little sparks of statistics. It is what I want. It is all I need. Just tiny buffs. Tiny buffs. For a tiny miner. If anybody wasn't there a couple of weeks ago on the old Dragon Quest, a very small man came to our town, and I sung Tiny Miner at him in a most obnoxious fashion. But that's where that comes from, for anybody unawares. So you are actually, are you genuinely moving? Yeah, Fringe Ward, okay. Medic, completed, yes. Completed, yes. Completed, yes. So I feel like, oh, I must have started. The only thing I never managed to get an ability. That's why it never registered as a level up, I don't think. There we go. Away we go. Granted, these guys are not that important at the moment, owing to the fact that I'm not using them, but I like to make sure everybody's at 0. I don't know. Pedantry at its best, I suppose. Oh, charge. There you go. Good lad. I knew you could do it, kiddo. Oh, fuck it. We'll give him Commando. Why not? Let him use his little boomerang every now and again. And by let him use his boomerang every now and again, I am definitely not using the boomerang. Like, ever. Well, I say that. Never say never. But it's unlikely I'm going to use him in boomerang mode, because he's a child with a boomerang. And is about as effective as you would expect a child with a boomerang to be going up against a filthy great monster. If you fancy taking a small child and dumping it in the savannah with a boomerang and saying, hunt me a couple of lions, you'll realise how effective Hope is at attacking with a boomerang. Well, having said that, technically speaking, I suspect there are probably small children that have hunted lions on the savannah at some point in history. Not necessarily so much nowadays, but in history I suspect the children probably did at least something. Anyway, here we go round the bullshit bush, the bullshit bush, the bullshit bush. Here we go round the bullshit bush for another Zanitra. I mean, I suppose arguably you never know, your luck, you never know the future, you never know what's happening here today. Oh shit, I need to pay more attention. Heroes charge at first. Oh, could you relax a little bit, sir? Relax a little bit, sir. I realise. Ow. Oh, debuffs. And yes, I use debuffs as a rhyme for absolute cock. Do 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 do. Oh fuck! We're already in the feeding stoop. Did Snow die? No, I don't think he quite managed death. Let's go Medigard for a moment or two while we just eliminate those. Oh god. Oh god. This is. Now I remember. Now we know. Now we know. Now we know why I hate the Zanitra. It's such an obnoxious little prick. A little bit of try disaster time. Because that stagger meter is quite low. Although putting up a reasonable amount of oh god damn it, feeding stoop on who? I don't know, but whoever it was, I think it was on Snow, which is quite lucky. I've got to admit this, the buffs thing is not working. Buffs thing's not working out for me. Because unfortunately he debuffs quicker than I can buff, which is a problem. His little spit breath is proving as problematic as the big boss fella. I don't really want to have to fuck around with my equipment, but I think I'm going to end up having to fuck around with my equipment, aren't I? Because I need supplies as well. Never did go and get supplies. Oh, okay, but no. Absolute horseshit game. There's no hope with. We're stuck in battles I can't win because I refuse to play the game properly. Problem is, I don't even have equipment that's going to help me that much because you need to have. Fuck's sake. I mean, that's going to possibly be useful for Vanille. Let's have a look. Fog resistance by 30. I suppose it would be better. Yeah, it might be better to replace that with the ribbon, which will increase the fog. We'll have to try and remember to boost that ribbon at some point. Don't know where I got that ribbon from, but I suppose I should probably be pleased that I've got one. Gal ring, Royal Armlet. No, we don't need that. He's already got an Imperial, I think. Champion's badge. No. Increases fire resistance. No. Reduces the duration of status ailments. I suppose that might not go amiss, but does get rid of resistance to all elements, and I think really Snow wants that. I suppose at this point, maybe it's worthwhile getting rid of that collector's catalogue. Probably in favour of this Goddess's Favour. But we'll just have a quick look. Absorption. Lord, I've got a lot of equipment I don't really need. I should probably start sort of dropping some of this equipment and possibly putting it in the weapons. But so I'd argue that I should probably dismantle the accessories and put them into the accessories I'm actually using. That is not the one I wanted. Goddess's Favour. That's the one I wanted. Reduce the time I'm afflicted by status ailments. Was there a save point here? Yes, there was. Go on, let's try and do more fiddling with my bits. See if I can't maximise some of the elements. Especially if I can maximise that ribbon, I might be able to get rid of the fog thing. But oh, completely missed that that bloody thing. So upgrade. Let's dismantle accessories. Sort by category. Now we don't need an iron bangle. We don't need iron bangles at all, so we can get rid of all of them. Silver bangles we don't really need either. Hell, tungsten bangles I don't think we need either. Gold bangles, we might keep a gold bangle, although I haven't said that. Nah. Anything I've got. Adamant bangle, yeah. That one. Diamond bangle. I'm not going to, well, I say I'm not going to. I'm definitely not going to now, because obviously I've just got rid of all the bastards, but, you know, still. Brawler's wristband, we've got 2 of, and we've got Magician's Mark, fuck it. Rune bracelets, fuck them. What do they actually do? Resist magic. No, rune bracelets, fuck them. We've got witches bracelets instead. I'll keep a pair of witches bracelets. Royal armlet versus the Imperial armlet. So I think we can probably get rid of those 2. That keeps 2 Royal armlets and an Imperial. Resist fire. Yeah, we can probably get rid of a couple of them, maybe. Oh, especially, yeah, we'll get rid of all of them. We'll keep, maybe, yeah, 3 blaze rings might not go amiss. Frost rings, yeah, okay, spark rings, but we do have a Fulman ring, so we'll get rid of 2 spark rings. Aqua and 2 riptides, yeah. Zephyr, we can get rid of the Zephyr, I think. We'll keep the 3 of them. Siltstone, so we'll get rid of... No, we'll keep that, I suppose. Metal armbands. Yeah, we can get rid of at least a couple of these. Glass orbs. Okay, star pendants. Fair enough. Pearl necklaces. White cape. Pain dampeners. Rainbow anklets. We can get rid of at least one of them. Guardians. Oryx. Saints. Saints. Oh, Saints is not even the one I like, so possibly. Flamebane. Yeah, they're the critical ones I never really like, but still. I think we can get rid of the crowns and maybe keep the tiaras. We'll never need more than 1 collector's catalogue. Speed slash. Have a speed slash. Only if you really, really need to go. And then it just shoots out of you. Something drastic. I don't know actually what it does, but we're getting rid of most of them. I'm past the point where I can be bothered to read. Which I know is not a good sign. Okay, I think we're basically done there. Right, so let's upgrade accessories, categorize, and now what? Ribbon, ideally, I think. Although obviously ribbon is going to take a fairly heavy amount of stuff, which I suppose is to be expected, but it's also to be sort of chastised because fuck you, game. God damn it, really? There we go. That'll probably make worthwhile. Oh, I suppose I do have those 7 particle accelerators. Boosted! It has gone up to its star level. So that's something, I suppose. Do we have... No. And unfortunately, that didn't go up as high as I was hoping it would. So that's disappointing. I think I probably wasted a lot of those particle accelerators. So that's good. So what are the ones? No. Whistle wind? No. Where's Zealots? No, I don't think so. Autofaith? No. But that is the other one she uses. White Cape, is that the one? White Cape, yes, that is the one. Right. Let's try and buff my White Cape. Hopefully I can get the stains away from it. Which is the big problem that we have. It's not white enough. It needs to be so much whiter. Right. Incentive chips? No. Cactua dolls? No. Credit chips? No. Ah, piezoelectrical elements. Probably a big one. Good. Marvellous. At this point, I may have actually managed to get myself 100%. No, I haven't. That's fine. Pop in a couple of shattered bones and some chipped fangs. There we go. And now go back here. Carburetors. Go on, pop my carburetor in. There we go. We're now up to 45% on the White Cape. So, do we want to put anything else in? Oh, I suppose, arguably, can we? Ah, yes, we can. We've got the perovskite. Don't know if this is going to be a good idea, but... Oh, yeah, okay, fine. It's gone up to an effulgent cape, which has added 1%. 1 whole percent. Fuck you, guy. Absolutely fuck you. And fuck everything you've ever enjoyed in your life. Right, did we max out her... No, we didn't. We were still working on that sodding glaive, weren't we? Transformers. I don't think Transformers are going to do me much good now. We're at the stage where not a lot of these are going to do me much good. Although bombshells, yeah, bombshells are quite good, and I've got a huge volume of them. But despite having a huge volume, what felt like a huge volume of them, I suppose, it is still only enough to just barely get it up to that start. Right, what's that? Oh, that's the adamant bangle. I suppose arguably the adamant bangle might not be a terrible choice. But I'm just trying to find sort of the other things she's equipped with. Physical resistance, yes. Not a bad choice, but I don't know. And the other thing was that... No, not that one. Equally not that one. Blessed Talisman, no. Whistle Wind Skirt, no, it's not that one. N-type? No, I don't think it's that one. Goddess's Favour, that's the one. That's the one I was considering, just giving a bit of a buffing to. If I can, of course. I might not have the supplies to actually provide a buffing. Analog circuits, no. Digital circuits, it's going to be an amount. Transformers. There we go. Oh, that's now up in its star form already. Unfortunately, we don't have what would allow me to get it into an even higher star form. So let's see roughly what that's managed to net me in terms of stuff. So, I mean, in fairness, I suppose arguably it's called Rapid Recovery. I think it is just Rapid Recovery. I'm assuming that's why it was quite so easy to get to the star. Because Rapid Recovery is Rapid Recovery is Rapid Recovery. And now at this point we resist general ailments 25% and fog 60%. So I must admit, the way I put buffs down, I'm wondering if it's worthwhile perhaps not having Blessed Talisman. Do I have another? No, I don't think I do. Just wondering if it'd be worthwhile just trying to buff her magic strength as high as I can possibly get it. So, Portus's Workshop, do you get me? Oh, they're just different weapons. Punisher. So, probably Sanctum Labs, maybe? No, not quite. Moogle Works? What's in the Moogle Works? Nothing I particularly want. Magical Moments? Nope. B&W Outfitters? That's certainly looking like it's the sort of thing I'm after. No, that's all resistances. Yeah, there we go. Sorcerer's Mark. Yeah, that'll do. I think, anyway. It's the moment in time where I realise I haven't read it properly. But no, I think I have. Right, get rid of the Blessed Talisman in favour of the Sorcerer's Mark, which is adding magic to her. And I am... I don't know. Like, there's a degree of confidence in the idea that... I'm just ditching her weapons. The idea, I believe, is her magic is linked to the amount she can heal, unless the heal is a percentage. But let's not think about that, because if I start thinking about that, I'll realise I'm wasting my time here. And at that point, it's just no, I don't need that. I don't need that thought. Okay, 50% is not terrible, but we could do with getting it up a little bit higher. There we go, that's what we want. You can go even higher than that, but I think ×2 is sort of not unreasonable. Oh, okay, we have gone higher than that. Good. That's lovely stuff. Bomb cores. Yeah, bomb cores are doing me quite a lot. I reckon that'll probably go quite high, so we'll use all the bomb cores. Fuck it. Stick them all in. Get her maximum magic. There we go. That'll do. Right, there you go, game. Are you happy now? I've done several bits of your desires. As I say, this is the point in time where I find out that Medic is entirely based on... Okay, no. There you go. So, Curasa and Curaja, they are proportional. So, that's gonna, you know... That's going to be a sort of mathematical volume based on the amount of damage you each has taken. Asuna and Raise won't... Well, actually, Raise might. Raise might. But Cura and Cure, these two, I believe, are off of your magic stat, which is quite useful, because now she's got a much higher magic stat. Right. I mean, I'm not convinced any of what I've done is going to be useful. But, theoretically, it's going to be a lot more difficult to stop Vanille. And, hopefully, I can't deny, what equipment do you have? I kind of feel like the Adamant is good. Physical resistance. I'm wondering if physical resistance I could get rid of in favour of just raw strength. But then again, 1922... Yeah, in fairness, Fang has the highest strength, even without a sort of extra 100 odd given to her by the accessories. She's got the highest strength available to me. So it's not like using lightning would be more effective, although if I charged lightning's weapon up a bit more, it would be more effective. I could skip this scene, I will admit this, but I'm having a drink. So I figured, you know, let him have his moment. There we go. Right, so Hero's Charge is pointless because of the bloody ability to just spit status ailments at me. Oh Christ almighty, okay. Vanille is already almost dying. This is not good news. But arguably I did... oh God. I mean, Vanille, anytime you like. Anytime you like. Feelings too. Oh, I think we just... yeah, we just immediately died. Okay, cool. Magnificent game. Magnificent. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't know. I can't change paradigms quick enough, and I don't have the tactical knowledge to get these things done. So I think what I need... I wonder if Combat Clinic... Problem is I can't have Combat Clinic without Fang being the Sentinel, but I'd really prefer Fang not to be the Sentinel. I wonder if it would be worthwhile flaring that into something else as well. Maybe simply Solidarity again. Because Bully I don't think is going to do me much good. Although having said that, debuffs might do me some good. Which makes me wonder... Yeah, I suppose arguably if buffs aren't doing me much good, it might be worthwhile scouting party. I'm trying my damnedest here, but I think it's one of those ones where the game just... It's asking for more than I can muster, I fear. And that is, of course, a problem. Will it actually take a debuff? I mean, theoretically, yes. It doesn't look like it's taking a debuff at the moment, but theoretically it can take a debuff. Oh, Christ almighty. This is... We'll use Entrench, although I didn't necessarily mean to use Entrench. But we'll just try... I mean, it does so much damage. It's just one of those ones that feels so beyond me. Because it's just such a huge volume of damage to try and overcome. Again, I'm not entirely sure if he has raise at this point in time, which is problematic because I don't think he's able to actually do... I don't know. I've not really got a strategy here. It's too strong. It's just that simple. It does too much damage too quickly to truly be able to succeed here. My only hope is maybe now... Nope! Nope, there goes the one hope. Fuck's sake. It's truly unreal how immensely dreadful this fight is. I really thought maybe, after having been away from this fight for quite some time, that the CP might have made some difference. But it really feels like, no, it's made no difference at all. Have I let someone die again? No, not quite yet. But every time I have to sort of slow down and heal, it just gets more and more of an advantage against me, I think. Oh, there we go. Snow's dead. Good. Oh, no. No, because there was heals involved at the same time. Snow managed to ride it out. But I can't really... It doesn't feel like I can do anything other than just stall with Sentinel. Which I suppose, I mean... I guess technically I could just stall with Sentinel, but it is going to take several years. And even then, the moment Snow goes down, if Vanille gets too distracted, it's going to be troublesome to try and get anywhere. I'm trying my best to get some debuffs on it, just to make the experience a little bit more tolerable, but he's just not having it. He's not having it at all. And I don't know why, because he's not actually immune to any of these. He just must have a huge... I suppose a lot of the time they do have people who dish out debuffs. I suppose, weirdly, it goes one of two ways, which is the only really two ways it can go. They're either completely weak to debuffs themselves, despite dishing them out, or they are super strong against them. It would seem this guy is super strong against them. I'm feeling like the only way I'm going to do this is pretty much this setup, Solidarity to maybe Ravager every now and again, just to try and chunk out that stagger meter. But that feels like the only solution at this point. while I've got that max health, it might be worthwhile trying a little bit of staggerometer. But the issue is, of course, the moment I take Snow off of being Sentinel, there stands a distinct chance that it's going to get a cheeky little feeding stoop on one of the others. And the problem is, if it feeding stoops one of the others that is not Snow, we're kind of finished. But there you go. With a bit of luck, we will see those. I think we're going to have to stay here. Yes, there is unfortunate dog in the background. It'd probably be diminished when it gets back round to winter and I can have the windows closed. But at the moment, it is, and I suppose arguably my voice is probably heard. So I can't critique too much. It's just, I don't know, my voice is silky smooth, whereas a dog's voice is sharp and irritable, or irritating rather. God damn it, Snow! Come on, buddy. There you go. Bring it back. Bring it back, my boy. Bring it back. Come on, Vanille. We need you. Now more than ever. Just, I really need you to take those debuffs off, Vanille. If you could hurry up. But the problem is, I can't help but think, by the time she removes those debuffs, Snow is going to end up being stooped again. And the issue there, of course, is if he gets stooped again, he'll be back in the same position as last time. Might take a little bit of an advantage. Oh, there we go. No, back to Solidarity while we deal with the debuffs. This is probably one of the most boring fights you will ever come across. But unfortunately, I fear it is... Oh, there we go. Okay. If you don't use Raise immediately, we're probably screwed. So, Vanille, if you could use Raise immediately. There we go. Well, that's something at least. One thing. Now, if you can just get him back up to full health. Come on. That's it. We can probably do a cheeky little bit of disaster. Cheeky disaster from me. Back to Solidarity. Only one cheeky try disaster. That's all you get. You just get the one. It's very much like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. Do. Come on, Snow. I believe in you. I believe in Jon Snow. He's not Jon Snow. Bastard. I've never once heard Snow in this game utter the phrase bastard. Or up north. So I don't think they're comparable really. Come on, right. If we can just get back to that balancing point. No debuffs, full health bar. Or not. I mean, if you prefer not doing that, Vanille, there we go. Little tiny tap of Try Disaster. Although we are going to have to be very quick. There, marvellous. Okay, good. We can push it. Yes, we can. Relentless Assault. Go, 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 go. Kill, kill, kill. This is the opportunity we were waiting for. Oh, yes, come on. I might try for a cheeky high wind. But I cannot guarantee that is a sensible decision. Because it will burn the stagger meter that I've sort of put a lot of effort into getting. So, high wind! I've done it. I realise, you know, I said it might not work out in my favour, but I did it anyway. Because I like high wind. There we go. No stars, but 20,000 Christogen points. And one bastard done. The only problem is, of course, we have, like, 3 more Zenitras lurking around that we have to deal with, at least. So, that's good. Oh, the Gilgamesh Incorporated. Interesting. Your party has earned the rank of Halcyonian Hero. That's what we like to see. At least they're making a big deal out of me winning. That's pleasing, considering how much of a struggle it was. But I suppose, arguably, struggling now and doing all the sort of things properly means, of course, we hopefully will sort of be better at the final boss territory. A new trial awaits you. Yes, D1. I still don't fully know how I'm going to deal with Tomberries. E1, we don't even know what E1 is. E3 we know is a bastard. And we'll have to try and assess how we fancy doing that bastard. But first things first, I think I'm going to pop back. There should be a save point, yeah, not too far away. I suppose arguably if I went forward, but no, I don't know if I fancy trying Tomberries, nor do I fancy trying Bastard, which is unfortunate. Could be worthwhile doing E5 again. Try and get more particle accelerators to really buff my capabilities once more, but shoppity shop. The Gilgamesh Incorporation. No information on this corporation is available to the public. I'm suspicious. Okay. Well, I suppose arguably I could probably start the fight again, just in case it's a fight, because Gilgamesh is a recognisable name in Final Fantasy. He's the fellow with the many weapons, I believe. That was just... okay, that's fine. And in fairness here, I think he is the man with the many weapons, but... Okay, so the taming pole I think is just... yeah, I think that's just garbage. The Dragoon Lance, however... I mean, that... no... 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 I don't know what Paper Tiger is, but... I don't like the sound of it. Nope. I think we're fine. They all sound awful. Which arguably, I suppose like the taming rod probably makes for an interesting reference to Gilgamesh, because I think if memory serves, Gilgamesh is the fellow who comes in with, I can't remember what it's called now. It's a pun on Excalibur, I believe. But I can't quite remember how they do it. Because I think he can either use Excalibur, or he can use like Excalibur not or something ridiculous like that. It's not quite as on the nose as that, I don't think, but I can't quite recall. Do feel free to inform me if you do remember what his sort of moves were, but there is one where he does this sort of 50-50 chance of it being this super duper epic weapon, Excalibur, versus the Excalibur not, which is a sort of terrible attack that he does. I remember vaguely fighting him in Final Fantasy XII. Yeah, I think I did do that one. I think I actually beat him in Final Fantasy XII. I can't guarantee that, but I do feel like I did. Let's get... oh yeah, I've got Scouting Party, don't I? Okay. I changed up all my stuff to suit the fight previously, and now I don't want this. But of course I forgot to change them all back. What a bugger. Right, let's try and work on that stagger meter a bit more. We unfortunately can't buff ourselves at the moment, so... slightly nuisance-y. Carry on whacking. Carry on whacking, because when you're whacking, you know that you're heading in the right direction for the kill shot. Come along. It is one of those ones where you almost wish that all modern games, especially RPGs, come with their own built-in turbo button. But unfortunately, they don't. If I was emulating, I might be able to stand a chance of turboing it, but this one, nope. You are sat through, especially the I don't know. These Titan challenges feel like they are slightly poorly designed in some ways because of the fact that you have to keep doing them over and over again. Although I'm assuming to a certain extent that was probably part of the design, to possibly eke out a little bit more sort of gameplay time from people. But it does feel a bit sort of like, oh, for fuck's sake, guys, why have you got to do this? You don't have to be pricks, and yet you seem to choose to be pricks. You don't know why you do this. You stop being pricks. Right, so I don't know which direction we really want to go in for the easiest time. It depends on where I want to go. I think maybe we'll try... We'll try the E3 bastard, so we'll go to the Rafflesias again. The same Rafflesias again. Boosh, boosh, boosh. A weird thing. I think it's possibly because I feel like the camera doesn't do the correct thing there. You see a little bit more than you're supposed to see. Now, what did I want to do? Oh yeah, I was considering doing the Crystarium, but I haven't really got a huge amount of points. But the other thing I wanted to do, which is lucky I remembered, was pop that back to Synergist. And then possibly... yeah... I'm not so sure combat... well, no. No, I think we'll leave it there. I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting some more sabotage in there, but as is so often the way with RPGs, applying status ailments to enemies seems like too much of a chore a lot of the time. Which is often a problem, because a lot of the time what they do is enemies have a very specific weakness, and at that point if you take advantage of that specific weakness, then marvellous. But most other enemies, they don't have that same sort of weakness deal. And so it's kind of like, well, now you're just sort of trying to status ailment something that will not status ailment. Even if it's not classified as being completely immune. They've got such high resistance to everything, as we saw with that Zenitra. It's just sort of silly, but in this one, it does feel at least a little bit more useful, but it's difficult. Over the other paradigms that I've got, it's difficult to try and slot in a sabotage one, because all the others do feel like they're necessary. The only one maybe is Combat Clinic is perhaps a little bit more specific to a sort of different fight, but then again it can easily be quite useful elsewhere. I think what we might try and do... oh shit, okay, interesting. Is that too much sabotage? Probably, but you know what? Fuck it, we'll try it. I don't think I've ever really used infiltration, because I don't remember, or at least I don't specifically remember having a sort of opportunity to have this kind of triple saboteur. Although Fang and Vanille always had saboteur, but I don't know if I would have gone saboteur. Right, that's the wrong way, so I need C2. Which I think, I've got a nasty feeling C2 was another Verdalay, wasn't it? Although no, it can't be. There is definitely another Verdalay lurking. I think that's up in the, might be C1. If you've seen one Verdalay, you've seen them all, really. I feel like, was this the Borg Bears? Oh no, it was the Ochu. Oh, bugger. Should have gone up the top route instead. Well, having said that, those Verdalays are a pain as well, so unless you can block them from summoning, as we did earlier. But there you go. Never mind, indeed. Let's go running through the forest. That's what we want to do. We can do it all, especially if we have a poo. You knew that rhyme was coming. You've been here long enough. The moment I say the word do, you know for a fact the next rhyme that's coming is poo. Do. Get rid of the microtules. Defeat them. Destroy them. Remove their inner giblets. That's what we need to do. Everybody needs a microtule removed from them. Whoa, I genuinely for a split second there thought Snow had died. And that would have been alarming, because he's not really taken a whole lot of damage. Right, let's go Hero's Charge for a moment or two, get some buffs going, which should hopefully, with a bit of luck, allow me to maybe tackle this fella a little bit quicker. Although, I am giving him more of an opportunity. Power Chain, interesting. It must just be the ability, because what he was actually doing was just attacking. But I'm assuming Power Chain does something extra, but I'm not entirely sure what. Right, let's get back to Relentless Charge. Just get that going. A little bit of Try Disaster to really try and pound the Staggerometer, because that's what you want to try and accomplish. Although, having said that, this is a stagger meter that looks and feels like it might be a little bit out of my reach, because it's 888 and it doesn't feel like it's going very high at this point in time. It really feels like this might be a non-starter when it comes to staggerometers, which is a slight issue because I would like it to die a little bit quicker. Especially now we've got Seed Dispersal, of course, which is an issue because I can't afford to carry on firing at it. I have to change tack. Diversity is probably what we're going to want. I must admit, that's where Zaz... That's interesting enough. Zaz, Vanilla and Hope feels like they did this fight a lot better. Although, having said that, they practically died to that Screech last time, so they perhaps hit harder, but this team defends a bit more. So I think we just have to... You know, it really is this... At the moment, unfortunately, in Final Fantasy XIII is sit and endure rather than sit and enjoy it. Endure its annoying decisions and just constantly try and do something a little bit better than you did it last time, which is all we can really hope for. It's all we've really got. Stabbing time. There we go. Marvellous. Hopefully I might be able to get a cheeky bit of research in while it's dealing with this. Because a lot of it is automatic. I do need to pay some degree of attention. There we go. That is the question I'm asking. I see. I had a feeling that was the case. Okay. That's unfortunate. But I suppose, I don't know. We don't really need that one at the moment, so we'll go back to Relentless Assault for a bit. And get the most out of that. But that's where you do wonder. That's going to be sort of real post-game. There's going to be some quite heavy-duty bosses, I suspect. Slash, they might already exist here, but you're possibly encouraged to complete the game, then come back for this sort of thing. Difficult to know for certain, but we shall see what we can accomplish here. But Stage 10, the elusive Stage 10, look away now if you don't want to hear it, but the elusive Stage 10 of the Crystarium is after the main final boss. And what's interesting that I keep noticing, yeah, that glowy stuff, when Snow attacks, I think it is, so it's when he does his ice attacks, I think, when it wraps round the big fella, if you look very carefully, you can actually see the seam of the texture, of the UV texture, running down from his lip down his chin. Which I find quite interesting. Arguably, that's probably because I've recently been doing some UV mapping of my own. But, you know, it's just an interesting coincidence that I have been doing it, you know, well, I was literally doing it earlier on today. And it's one of those ones where it's like, oh, how fascinating. And almost sort of like surprising that, arguably, you know, as was specified in the tutorial I was watching, at some point in time, you have to have a seam somewhere. The nature of UV unwrapping, you have to have a seam in something somewhere. But it's just it feels so very obvious on the Ochu there, the way it's, you know, running down the front of its face. Usually, you want to sort of do it from the rear, of course, because no, don't. What? I was not going to say you want to do it from the rear because it's tighter. I was not going to say that. How dare you suggest I was going to say that? No, usually you want to UV, but you want to put the seams all at the back of the creatures, or whatever it is you're working on, because then the camera doesn't pick it up. But yeah, if you look very... Oh no, it's not doing it now. Oh no, if you look carefully, you do have to look quite carefully. But it is doing it. You can see there is a sort of... I mean, basically, it sort of looks like a line down the chin where the two textures are meeting up again, essentially. It's called a seam. Follow my lead. Follow the leader. And the leader is Fang. Well, don't follow her now, because she's just gone up in the air and done nothing. Once she starts whacking things, now follow her lead. This is what you need to be doing. Punching. That's it. You can sort of see it on the sort of rolls of its chin as well a little bit. You can see all where the UV layout is not quite there. So you can see sort of where the fire is overlapping and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. Could we, please? You little bitch game. You absolute little bitch. You knew I wanted to be done with this fight and you decided to seed dispersal just before I killed the dude. I mean, come on. You have to be shitting on my ball bag, sir. Because if you're not, then you're taking the piss. I don't know what any of those words mean, but nonetheless, it's irritable. Irritating, even. I'm irritable. This is irritating. That it managed to just extend the fight. It's just one final fuck you from the bloody creature. I'm trying not to get predictable, but it's very difficult. Do-do-do-do-bee. Flippity-dippity-doo. No score whatsoever. You, sir, scored nothing. Moon Blossom Seeds, though, I don't really know what they're used for or what the advantage of having them is, though. Which is slightly problematic. I think we might want to go this way. I don't know if it's going to matter. But I suppose at some point I have to choose a path and hope it's the right one. I think for the most part the layouts do match the actual grid, but I can never remember where I've been, where I'm going, or what's happening next. Borg Bear Heroes. Heroes of the Borg Bear. Borg Bear powers. Big bad bear Borgs. I think they're more intimidating than Beetle Borgs, aren't they? Far bigger as well, I would suspect, aren't they? Big bad bear Borgs. Big bad bear Borgs. Plus, arguably, you've got an alternate spelling that you could play with and just have it. That's the porn version of Beetle Borgs. They're the big bad bear Borgs, and they've got their big bad bear bodies on show. Do. Come on now. Slice the bugbears. Bam, 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 bam. Stubbity stub time. I have mentioned how I quite like Fang's weapon as well. The tri sort of nunchuck type thing, where she splits it into three. Another game that featured like a tri... I think they do consider it a tri nunchuck. Suikoden 6, I believe it was. 5 or 6. 5. No, I think it's 5. I don't know if there is a 6, to be honest. I think it's 5. It's, the protagonist wields a free segment nunchuck. I really must play that again, because it's one of those ones where I've played it once, drifted away from it because it didn't grip me. Then I played it again and drifted away from it because it didn't really grip me. And now I really feel like I want to play it again to try and actually not allow myself to drift away from it. But still, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes they just don't grip you as much as you want them to grip you. And other times they grip you far too much. And never let you go. But that's the way of the world. Also, I don't know if there is a Suikoden 6. I'm not convinced there is. Do you know what? I'm going to look up if there's a Suikoden 6. It's the benefit and bane of having a mobile device that you can just flit into and look things up. because then you start doing so. Swiko... No, not Sweejo. That's the negative of having fat fingers. Swikoden... apparently it is a search stone. Interesting. No. Oh, there we go. Oh! Interesting. Very interesting. Let's move on while it's loading, but it looks like there might actually be... Okay, it's a bit generous, but if it's anywhere near as good as Swikoden, it might be quite good. Oh, you can't see this, but oh, look at this. Oh, lovely. Yeah, apparently it's very difficult to navigate a forest while you're trying to read an article. Am I even going the right way? Yes, I am. But yeah, apparently Eiyuden Chronicle is the Suikoden successor. So, doesn't necessarily... I mean, I'm assuming for some reason they must consider it a Suikoden successor. Whether that's because it's the same team, or... Oh, yes it is. Okay. You've got members from Suikoden 1 and 2, 1 and 4, Tactics. So, yeah. Quite pleased to have looked that up. There is apparently something akin to, at least, a Suikoden 6. Shame it's not officially Suikoden 6, because Suikoden's quite nice, but if it's got the similar gameplay... And the thing that made Suikoden quite unique is the Stars of Destiny thing, I think it was. I think it was called Stars of Destiny. But essentially it's like shitloads of characters, and you had to try and gather them all. It was quite entertaining trying to do so. And they'd fill in different roles. If you're unaware of the Suikoden series, they sort of filled in different roles. The main one I remember is the one that's considered the weakest of the group, which, in fairness, probably tells you how good the others are, rather than how bad this one is. But, yes, Suikoden 4 was considered the weakest of the bunch. And I actually quite like Suikoden 4, probably because it was my first experience with Suikoden. And so I'm slightly biased because it sort of introduced me to the series, so it's kind of an enjoyable one. But yeah, you had this base, and this always pleases me. This pleased me in Skies of Arcadia as well, which is probably why I liked Suikoden quite a lot. Because you end up with this base, and then you end up sort of going around going, "Hello, chum. Are you going to be a friend?" "I am. I'm one of your Stars of Destiny. Can I come and live in your base?" "Why, of course you can." "Cool, I'll open up a weapons shop. I'll open up a carpentry shop. I'll open up this, that, the other." And you form this little base, and everybody comes around and is very happy. And some of the Stars of Destiny turn out to be party members as well, sort of active ones that you can use in fights. But yeah, most of them, a lot of them, end up being more sort of auxiliary type things, where they're sort of having a go roundabout and filling out slots that allow you to buy things and generally gather items and all that stuff. Trying a slightly different tactic. I don't think it's going to work because he's just a bit of a chunky boy that's not dying as quickly as I would have liked him to. But I thought I'd try just tackling the hero first, see if I couldn't accomplish something with that, but it really does look like the answer is no. I can't achieve something with that. I'll try a little high wind, see if that will work out, but I think I'm getting punched too much by the Litlans, which is a problem. And especially, whereas previously I was able to wipe out the Litlans slowly but surely, even through their buffs, now I'm just getting punched to oblivion because they're using buffs. So I don't think this method has helped me much. They are just punching me, punching me, punching me, constantly punching me like that. But I don't know. I suppose I'm now too deep into the killing of the warfare hero to back off and stop killing the warfare hero. So we're kind of stuck with this method, despite the fact that I'm not convinced it's going to be a good method to do. But hey, Whatever gets through the fight, I suppose. Whatever gets through the fight. I'll tell you what might work, though. Triple Saboteur. Oh! Oh, well, in that case, that is definitely a bad strategy. Because apparently, one of them has just turned into a hero. So good. Note to self. Always remove the little uns before the big un. I did not know that one could be promoted to hero. That's an issue. But there you go. We'll just have Snow try and defend himself. And ideally that now we can hopefully... We'll try and get back to Snow doing some damage as well, because we do need as much as possible to try and hopefully wipe this guy off the face of the planet before finally moving back to dealing with a second Borgbear hero, which kind of irks me that they've pulled that little trick out their arseholes. You never want to see a trick that's pulled out of someone's arsehole. It's very troublesome. Come on, kill, kill, kill. Are you summoning dudes? I don't think you are. I was slightly concerned because I mean that would really take the piss, wouldn't it? If you could summon, if the big un can summon the little uns and then the little uns turn into a big un to summon more little uns. Absolute horseshit that would be. Endless fight essentially, isn't it? Luckily that is not the situation here, I'd like to clarify. Carry on hitting, because when you're hitting, I know that you're shitting on me. Please never shit on me. There's nobody who needs that in their life. Actually, in fairness, some people definitely need that in their life, because some people like that. Each to their own, I suppose. I can do without it, thankfully. Ooh, slice, slice. Nice. Slicing, dicing, twice as nicing, slicing, dicing. Dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z. Don't know why that song suddenly sprang to mind. There you go. It's one of those random ones where you just end up sifting through the filing cabinet of your brain and suddenly, lo and behold, the old Dragon Ball Z theme song is what popped out of the filing cabinet. What it was doing in that filing cabinet, nobody knows. The previous receptionist, secretary, who sort of organised that system, was fired years ago, and now nobody knows where anything is. That's the problem. That's why my brain is so disorganised, because just the new secretary's like in there going, oh, for fuck's sake, what is this file doing here? Why is Dragon Ball Z theme filed under this label? Far better to file it over there. Utterly ridiculous. Sabotage to the max! Everybody sabotage. Sabotage like that. Yeah, it's too much sabotage, to be honest. Because what the problem you've got, although I haven't said that, I mean, it's actually staggered the bastard. But what you've got is all three saboteurs running on the same logic. And I feel like the fact that it's auto-battle, a lot of it auto-battling, they could have perhaps factored in, behind the scenes, the AI, they could have factored in a slightly better team effort of debuffs. So they could factor in the fact that, okay, they know the player is possibly, you know, the player's perhaps a little bit more of an X factor that you couldn't predict from the behind the scenes, but I feel like what you could easily do. Now I'm massively confident this one that I need. Oh wait, no, this I can't remember. Is this D2? No, I think it's this one I want actually. Although this might be the C. I think this is the C, isn't it? So we're into the Ds. Oh no, that's the one I want. Oh good, that's helpful, because otherwise I'd have been very annoyed having gone all the way down to the other one in order to find out that it's the wrong one and having to go all the way back. Would have been a tiresome waste of time. Not that, I mean, in fairness, the whole stream has been a tiresome waste of time, I fear, but, you know, them's the breaks when you're dealing with grinding in an RPG, I fear. The cradle will fall, and down will come baby. Cradle and no. Right, pop some more stuff in mid doings. Ravaja. No, we'll carry on with Synergist, because there's some quite chunky stats to be had in Synergist, whereas there'll only be tiny stats elsewhere. Tiny stats, I don't care. Saboteur is kind of what you were working on, so you might as well continue. See what I mean? Tiny stats, only tiny stats, but I suppose a lot of them, and you know, they'll be back, but in far greater numbers. And that's what we've got here. We'll have some stats in far greater numbers. Whereabouts are we? Synergist? Yes, you are just about to finish that off. Okay. Slightly disappointing. Now I've got to figure out a new one. Sentinel really doesn't suit her whatsoever, and I suppose Commando doesn't particularly suit her, but yeah, it'll do as an option, I suppose. If I'd argue, I should look through and see which one had the most magic. Whichever one had the most magic plus stats would have been the better of the two to choose, but we've gone for Commando now. It's too late. I suppose let's find out if I was right or wrong. Magic 12 slots. Magic 12 slots. There you go. Okay, it didn't make too much difference after all, which is always nice. It's always good when you find out you've not fucked it, because those periods of times where you go, oh, you fucked it. At that point, it's kind of like, oh, well, I wish I hadn't. But there you go. She can now fire things. Bring out the flames. Bring out the flames indeed. Commando, go on. Go Commando, boy. Take off your underpants. You're gonna take your underpants off. And now Zaz, what are you doing? You've already taken off your underpants, so you're sabotaging. Ooh, we're sabotaging the underpants. That's a low trick, my friend. A low trick. I don't think you should be sabotaging people's underpants. But that's just me. And you know, I don't matter. It's just a case of mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter. That's one of my favourite lines of dialogue. Now, I'm sure it probably cropped up elsewhere beforehand, perhaps, but I remember it was Marvel's Nemesis versus Imperfects or something. Inhumans, Imperfects. I think it's Imperfects. Marvel Nemesis or something. It was a Marvel fighting game back on PlayStation 2. It was very enjoyable, in fairness, I found. But yeah, it was Johnny Om, who, if it wasn't guessable from the name Johnny Om, he was electrical. And what he used to, one of his opening quotes was, just gets a man over matter. I don't mind. You don't matter. Oh, this guy. Is it just one of them? Okay, well that's something. Problem is, I don't know what it is. It's something, but I don't know what. Oh, we need to scan it. We're about to die, so maybe scanning's not the most prominent issue at the moment. Yeah, it's already multicasting. Okay, no, maybe it's not now. Is there a way? Am I able to actually block it or something? Are you? You're going to be immune to? Yeah, you're going to be immune to fog, defog rather, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. But yeah. And the only hope you've got is probably to try some cheeky. Oh, okay. No, Fang's just straight up dead. Cool. Good. That's what we want. Yeah. Again, this is another. It's another problem child. A problem child you do not need and do not want, frankly. Right, let's have a look. So infiltration is far too much anyway. Plus, I don't think sabotage is going to work well against this boss. But I'm wondering if maybe double synergist could prove somewhat useful. Definitely not with a saboteur in the middle. Possibly with Sentinel in the middle, try and take the edge off. Although it's using Well, yeah, Sentinel still will take the edge off some of those spells, but it's using multicast to cast its spells across everybody, so it's not going to make that much difference. I'm wondering if maybe that to Saboteur instead. Drop it. No, that's the wrong button. Drop it down there and maybe... I suppose maybe start Imprudent Planning. See what happens. What we got? So if I do that, I don't need to start Imprudent Planning, do I, really? But yeah, alright. If we don't start Imprudent Planning, Relentless Assault. No, starting Relentless Assault. We can use the Fortisol and Aegisol, and I'm assuming they will still be present in this fight. Yes, they will. Good, that's something. Right, now we've got a little bit of attack in. What we want to do... damn it, ideally we want to get that Libra in, which is a little bit of a nuisance, because it does... I mean, it costs a turn, essentially. That's the issue you've got, and what we're looking at is just trying to ravage my way to overwhelming the stagger meter. That's the only strategy I feel like I've got at this point. Diversity... Try and build the health bar back up is the idea, at least. And now back to Try Disaster to hopefully block any further multicasting by staggering. Although I think it can still multicast once staggered. We've fought these before and found that out the hard way. But we should be able to block that one at least. So that's something. Now Relentless Assault should give me the best chance at shredding some of this health bar. Because I'm fairly certain the fact that it's got that inertial dampener means it is actually not that strong defensively. Because it's super strong defensively elsewhere. So with a bit of luck, maybe, just maybe, just a maybe, I can't be sure. No, I can't be sure. That's a Persona soundtrack now suddenly. No, I can't be sure. Not the words, by the way. I'd like to just clarify that one. I don't think I'm going to get it in. I just got it in. High wind! Didn't feel as effective as I was hoping for, but oh well. Ideally, yeah, sooner that off, please. That's it. And now let's get back to... Oh, shit. No, I needed Commando for at least a moment or two longer. Need to get that Commando going. Probably Diversity, unless he's just straight up killed me. No, I think I'm still... No, oh, no. Good. Good, good. Oh, really? Did you have to? And I'd like to point out the answer is no. No, you didn't have to. You chose to be a dickhead about the situation. You could have just left Fang alive. Even if it was with limited health. You could have just gone, do you know what? I'll let her be. I'll let her be. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it well alone. I suppose it's probably because I let the buffs run out. And so multicast killed me instantly. Which is going to be a problem, because if I have to try and deal with that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But then again, I suppose that was the point of prudent planning. So that I can re-buff myself. So I'll have to try and just keep more a note of precisely what's happening at any given time. We need to Libra it again. Oh, come on, hurry up! It's amazing how sometimes these things can act really bloody quickly, and then other times it can feel like it's taking years to get round to doing anything, which is an issue. Because unfortunately, this thing can and will kill you 7 ways to Sunday, which is a problem beyond comparison. Yeah, the problem is if I could... Oh, I see. Now, is that just them naturally running out? I don't know. I need to take advantage of... But then again, it's multicasting, so it might just kill me now. But I need to take advantage of the stagger meter. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do the fight. But I need to get those buffs back on. Let's try High Wind. And now prudent planning to try and get as many buffs as possible on. Shellra, that is a very good choice. You do more Shellras, please. Do a lot more Shellras. So hopefully basically I'm hoping for all of the wards from snow to be kicking in, whilst I just basically stall here and get all of the buffs I want. Because we've now got Shelra, which is going to be quite useful. Now we can probably start attacking again. Well, having said that, I think multicasting may have actually just targeted snow on that occasion, which is unexpected, but most pleasant. Well, I suppose we just have to... Okay, I mean, come on. Stop it with the nonsense. That's too much damage to dish out in one attack. And I suppose the point is it's not one attack, it's 2 attacks, multicast. Ugh, God. Sometimes you do wonder why they have to insist on making games so tediously irritating with their difficulty spikes. But I suppose they want people to suffer. They suffered when they were a youth playing games. Now they have to have others suffer as well. Can I push through to the stagger? I'm hoping so, but then again we need those bloody buffs back, because they're vanishing once more. Also, this stagger meter doesn't seem to be doing as much as I want it to do. Come on, we've got 3 Ravagers. Get on with it. Oh, come on, game. Cut a little bit of slack. Just don't kill them instantly. I mean, is that too much? Too much to ask for, I suppose, isn't it? Too much to ask for. Oh, God. Back to this. Back to the beginning. I suppose I'm gonna have to just ditch the idea of hitting it as soon as the buffs wear off, because otherwise there's no hope. And the problem is, the moment I ditch out and don't buff him, don't hit him, I'm going to lose the stagger meter, which is going to make it twice as bloody difficult as is entirely necessary. I need to change paradigm, please, game. Because you decided to diddle me. Because somehow, again, this is part of where I'm having issues as well. The damage values feel so random. Like, sometimes it barely scratches me, and then other times it completely wrecks me. And I can't find... I mean, can we just exhibit A? Sometimes it doesn't do much, and sometimes it wipes out the entire health bar. Which means it's clearly using random spells, some of which don't kill, some of which do. How am I supposed to fight against that? The answer is I can't. I can't fight against that. So, fuck. I suppose it might end up being, I'm going to have to put... I don't know what I'm going to have to put. But it's annoying, because one slip and you're done. Which, I can't stand it when it's that sort of idea. And it's just this idea of, if you make a mistake, we're going to take advantage and... Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I mean, it's not even letting me get past the first bit now. And I don't know why. I don't know what it's doing differently now. I don't even know what I'm doing differently now. I don't think it's worthwhile using the 4 souls and Age of Souls, because it's not doing enough. I mean, we'll try prudent planning first. And I think we need to... I don't think Scouting Party is going to do me much good, so I think we need to go with a more aggressive Sentinel-based one. No, move that one off. See if this will work, but I think we might be heading towards the end, because it's just it's not letting it go, and that is a problem, of course, because with it deciding not, and of course she's going to use the wrong buffs until I Libra it, and if I don't Libra it immediately, oh god, Nope, she's just using all the wrong buffs anyway. Good, 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 good. That's what we want. Even through fucking Sentinel, shit tons of damage. Shedra, good. That's kind of what we wanted. Faithful and Braver, I suppose, will be useful. There we go. Now, probably need to go into the medic-based defensive one. Solidarity to build up the health bars again, whilst also hopefully trying to trash it a little bit. Yep, well, we'll be staying in the medic-based one, of course. Okay, now we might be able to drop to Delta Attack. But the problem, of course, with Delta Attack is it's going to take twice as long to build on that stagger meter. Because I don't have third... Well, I've not got 3 Ravagers, I've got Commander and Ravager. But unfortunately, I think the only way of surviving multicast is to have a Sentinel present. Dishing out those Fringe Wards and stuff. Not necessarily Fringe Ward itself, but... we've lost our defense buffs. Good, good. So do I have to go in prudent planning again to try and build the defense buffs back? Good, good. I mean, this isn't totally wasting my time at all. So tedious. Oh, I think he might have done me again already. Oh no, not quite. But I need to get... If I stand a chance, it has to be staggered. If it's not staggered, I don't stand a chance. But I can't heal, buff, and stagger at the same time. So, it's one of those ones where it's just like, what do you want, game? You want everything in split seconds. Because it casts multicast too frequently. That is just a fact. I don't care what anybody says. It is fact that it casts that far too quickly. The fact that it can multicast every couple of seconds means you stand no chance. And of course, they know you stand no chance. That's why they've done it. I need fucking prudent planning again because I need the buffs back. The buffs don't last long enough. Oh, it's so shit. This whole affair is so shit. Now it's doing the wrong buffs. Now I don't think I'm going to be able to rescue that fucking meter again. I have to try disaster, take the risk. But the problem is, the moment I take the risk, I suppose what I'm going to have to do is build Sentinel Ravager. Oh, Jesus. Really? Really, game? Fuck off. I have to build a Sentinel Ravager. Because without Sentinel, it's just cock. Unbelievable. I mean, I think this is a step too far again. This is the normal sort of... They've gone, instead of thinking, why don't the player enjoy themselves? They've gone, no. You're not allowed to enjoy yourself. You are to suffer, and to suffer strongly. Which is just... Oh good, we are doing different buffs. I think they have actually been relatively intelligent with the stuff here. But unfortunately, yeah, we've just... I mean, this is where I need to be able to control the character's positioning as well. It's fights like this that really do start highlighting the flaws in the system. Because what you need is to be able to spread the characters out. Because that way, the multicast wouldn't be as devastating. But of course, you're not allowed to spread the characters out because you're not in control of them. So you end up having to get a little bit lucky on whether or not the characters have spread out. By default, they aren't usually, in fairness. I'm not suggesting otherwise. But every now and again, you get lucky and they're spread out so efficiently that they don't get devastated by the spells. But it's just... It's asking me to defend, heal, buff, and maintain the stagger meter all at the same time, and that's just not a thing that's possible. And the fact that they expect it nay demand it, is just growing slightly tiresome. Because, again, we've run out of Shelra, which is a problem, because we need Shelra. Well, apparently you're not Shelra-ing enough. Don't know what you're trying to do, but it's wrong. All of it's wrong. The problem is I can't... This is the other issue I've got with it. Because it can multicast so quickly, I can't assess the debuffs that... Or I assess the buffs that I have quickly enough to choose to buff things myself. Which is... very annoying. Will you stop? Like, earlier on, I'm fairly certain it just used, like, 2 ruins or something on me. So it's again, it's just this sheer fluke. That it's like, okay, sometimes it multicasts shit spells. Sometimes it multicasts stuff like that. That is a humongous spell that has clearly just screwed my entire health bar. And now it's multicast. I mean, I've barely stood up. And it's multicast a second time. I don't think I've got Combat Clinic anymore, do I? And if I do, that just means Fang's in more trouble. It's... There's no... It's not a good fight. It's just not a good fight. There is nothing here that says, yes, this is fine. It just is utter cock. From start to finish. And I bet I've lost... I'm losing the fucking stagger meter. Because I'm trying to buff myself so that I don't die. It's obnoxious beyond comparison. And without doubt, the next time I lose... And it's an inevitability. I have no faith whatsoever that I'm going to win this fight. The next time I lose, I think we'll be putting it away. Because this one it's a step too far. And the fact that I already know there's a pair of these out there. It's just silliness. Because at that point, when you're doing a pair of these, you've got multicasts that are just ridiculous. It's multicasting every split second, I think. And the fact that it shouldn't be able to stagger... If it's staggered, it should be staggered. It shouldn't have this annoying ability. And look how... Like, once it's staggered, I should be allowed to do like a shitload of damage. But of course, no. It's decided, no, you're going to be stuck doing tiny amounts of damage. Then you have to survive for a prolonged period of time in order to then do tiny amounts of damage. It's just... I mean, why have that shield? Why do you need that shield? You don't. It could just not be... It could just not be shit. I think this is the key problem I'm having right now. It could just not be shit. But they've chosen no, shit is the path. Shit was our destiny. Shit was our choice. Shit is what we want. I mean, if I don't heal, I'm going to die. So, buffs be damned. Stagger meter be damned. We need health. Mystic Tower for a bit, see if we can't chip away at this bloody meter. Spoiler alert, we can't bloody chip away at this bloody meter. This bloody meter is damn near impossible to get going a second time. I have scanned down, but being resistant, immune, it's just got too many things going for it. We could do reapplying some of these buffs. Now, theoretically, with Boon, doing this double Shelra should actually be semi-beneficial to me. Whether it ends up being semi-beneficial to me or not, I don't know, but it should mean Shelra is actually lasting longer. But, unfortunately, I may have lost that stagger meter. Nope, just managed to rescue it. Down Mystic Tower, try and get it rising a little bit more. Do, 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 do. Come along now. Please, dear God, sweet Jesus. What I might do, I might go back to prudent planning and do the same trick with Faithra that I did with Shelra, so that hopefully they last longer. And we don't really need that on Snow, so we'll just go down straight to Vanille. Solidarity, keep the health bars up again. Well, there we go. And we'll probably afford a Mystic Tower. There's no regen in this, I don't think. Or is there? Actually, it looks like you might be regenning. Oh no, that's Medigard. That's what that's doing. But yeah, there's no buff for regen, I don't think. Unless that comes in later, in which case, fair dues. But diversity, not really what I want. Commando, Relentless Assault might be the one, but it's a risk. It's risky not having... Oh, especially, I've just realised we've just lost our... Yeah, I'm assuming it... I think it might have an ability to remove... It's just annoying, because now I'm having to heal myself and waste the stagger meter. It's so good. So good. Such a good design choice. Where they know exactly what they're fucking doing. At all fucking times. Pissing me off, that's what they're doing at all fucking times. Shelra. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted to do, but never mind. Shelra for all, and for all epic amounts of Shelra. Technically everybody's already got Shelra, but it's well worth having more Shelra. Cannot emphasise how much I need Shelra at this point. Faithra for Fang. Slightly annoyed that Vanille isn't doing haste. Although, having said that, Vanille might not actually have haste, so that might be why. But we'll try and get haste up and operational on Vanille. And, well, might be beneficial for Sentinel Snow as well. But right now, Solidarity is the key. And now we just have to try and carry on building the old stagger meter. Whilst surviving. Come on. I believe in you two. You can stagger meter him again. We can only hope so. Although we don't seem to be doing much damage, which I suppose arguably it's because he resists magic, but I put Faithra, put like several Faithras on me to try and mitigate that, but apparently not mitigating. Not mitigating in the slightest. God damn it, really? The fucking Shelra's wearing off. Are you shitting me, game? I've been putting like dick tons, official measurement, dick tons of fucking Shelra on these people. And they have already run out of Shelra. And if you lose that fucking stagger meter, for fuck's sake, get on with it. Thank you. Only another 6 years and we might actually win. Assuming we don't lose first, which is the problem. I don't think that's the right one. Why did you... Oh, god damn it, you've slowed me. Yeah, see, it's got even more, like... It's got that extra dose of bullshit. Just when you'd think you'd probably fine, it dishes out that extra bit of bullshit that when it loses the shield, it removes all of your buffs. Why? Why was that deemed a necessary thing? It's just silly. It's unnecessary to the maximum. Prudent planning, try and get them back again. No, Shelra is the one I want, so it's good. But yeah, interesting enough, we are Shelra-ing by Fang and Vanille, I think, are Shelra-ing at the same time. Although Vanille very swiftly stops Shelra-ing, despite the fact that she knows I want Shelra. Okay, we're going to have to go Solidarity for a bit, because we are dying again. Good. The choo-choo train of despair. Track 2. Station 1. I think we might be worthwhile focusing on that haste after all. As much as I want to focus on the Shelra. I think focusing on haste is going to help me focus on the Shelra, which is probably going to be beneficial. At this point, I don't need to worry about its bloody bar stagger meter. It's already dead, so the stagger meter's gone, is what I mean by that. The creature itself is still very much alive. Thoroughly annoying. Right, we've got so many Shelras, and if you're correct that they stack, game, I'm assuming you're not lying to me. Yeah, okay, we need solidarity, because it fucked me over again. Good. Good, good. Always appreciate it fucking me over. Absolutely love it. Love it. Come on, heal Fang, for fuck's sake. Christ. I don't give two shits about you healing yourself, Vanille. At this point, we desperately need Fang to be still alive. Okay, it's going to multicast again. See, this, I need them to spread out. They've bunched up, which is causing mass headache in the damage department. Oh god, are you really taking away the Shelra again? Game, for fuck's sake! Okay, Faithra is not necessarily what I wanted, but if you can hurry up, we can fit it in. But of course we can't, because we're dying again. If I don't deal with the health bars, it will screw me over. Prudent planning. Shelra, good. We need Shelra. And the problem is, I don't think it stacks as much as they suggest, or as much as I interpreted it. I suppose it's my own fault for thinking they were going to do me a fucking favour. Never, never in a million years would they do me a fucking favour, would they? But I thought what they'd do is have it just whatever the time frame that it would normally have, it would just be extended, and that would be tolerable. Because then we could actually get somewhere. But no, it keeps losing Shelra so quickly. I just can't get anywhere. And the problem is, I do get the feeling it's getting nastier. As it detects the fact that I am slightly winning, it just keeps getting nastier and nastier in terms of its annoyance. What do we do with getting those hastes on? Well, unfortunately, yes. Because Vanille is just not good enough. Cock. Pulled out a particularly brutal spell there. And I'm still... Oh, where's my fucking... This buff situation. It's starting to get to me. It's starting to get to me a lot. Because this buff situation is a problem. I might have to start sort of... just focusing on Shelra. I don't think I can afford to focus on Faithra as well. Which is a shame, because Faithra is going to make it slightly quicker. But God forbid you do this in anything under 7 hours. Because they decided, I know what's a good enemy. The guy with the shield forever. Just really need you to punch through this stagger meter, please, guys. Nope. Can't afford to take the risk to not be in the health mode. Also, we need the shield mode again. Oh, Shelra. 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 Now get back to healing. Hopefully we can keep that stagger meter, which is always a risk every time I have to do the buffs, that I'm going to lose the stagger meter. It's going to be a real tragedy if I lose the stagger meter at this late stage, because it is very close. Multicast, get back into healing immediately. Luckily, I don't think Snow gets interrupted from his moves if he is... remaining in Sentinel mode between the paradigm shift, which is quite beneficial. Oh, come on, we can push through. Come on, guys, come on. A little bit more for the stagger, thank you. quick bit of a relentless assault, try and get all of them on the attack for now. Then we'll probably have to go to diversity because, well, we're losing our buffs beyond comparison again, which is a nuisance. Also, delta attack maybe, because otherwise the sentinel might not be able to handle the situation. I think we might need solidarity as well, in fairness, because our health bars are too low, which is slightly ridiculous because they were still well over half. There we go. It's finally done. 16 minutes, and they expected you to do it in 9 minutes. Well, they can expect me to tell them to fuck off. That's what they can expect. No spoils, of course not. Why would you give me something fun as a reward for that absolute garbage? Nah. Good. So glad I got a nah, Stone. Appreciate it. I don't even want your high five this time. Dickhead. Chunky dickhead. Well, that's one more path down. Slowly but surely I'm getting through. Emphasis on the slowly part. So, D1 and E1 are our only mysteries, apart from the obvious sort of extra mystery that I think, I think the extra mystery is relatively obvious, because the extra mystery is probably Titan himself. And I feel like Titan himself is probably not going to happen. But we shall see. We'll at least see what the fight is like. Maybe. If I can get past the Tomberries, I suppose. And then if I can get past the Tomberries, I actually have to get past the E1, which theoretically is worse than Tomberries, of course. Now, I'm not convinced it's going to be. I think it's going to be a fucking relief after Tomberries. It's going to be like, oh, thank fuck. This is easiest peasiest stuff I've ever done. But still. Anyway, have you done Synergist? No, not quite yet. So we'll get you to finish that off, because I think that's probably sensible. Although it's going to take a while, because, yeah, I think I'm going to have to try and dedicate myself to more efficient grind areas next time. Pleased that I'd managed to get through a couple more of these quest fights, I suppose, but unfortunately, if I'm going to really get to doing CP, it's going to require something a lot more than just a few extra quests. It's going to require something far chunkier and far more higher numbers. I need all of the numbers, and I need them now. Please, God, give me the numbers. Oh, that took a lot of effort to get over there. Unfortunately, this 225,000? Yeah, 25,000. It's not enough. It's just simply not enough. There is no real progress to be made, but as I've said before, I like to leave off at 0 because it's I don't know, it's a bit more satisfying leaving on a clean slate. There we go. Everybody's at 0. More? There is no more. There is no more. I am out of more. Absolutely out of more at this point. Fucking hell. Oh, but math, I see. You want more numbers, yes. That's so far. Too many numbers. I know, there's an infinite number of numbers. So far 1, there we go, triple save combo. Here we go. Right, well, I've got to admit, it was pretty poor showing today. But technically, albeit the tiniest around, we did technically make progress. Not a lot, not an impressive amount, but technically we made progress. And that is something, I suppose. I have to hope that that is enough, but it probably isn't. Let's just see if there's a random Final Fantasy player online. I kind of just want Final Fantasy. Is there nobody live doing anything of interest in Final Fantasy? Not hugely. Or at least rather sort of... There's 5 more categories. don't know. Well, I don't know which Final Fantasy I want. I wanted just live streams that were playing Final Fantasy, not absolute pain in the arse. Sometimes they say absolute pain in the arse. I must admit, I might just leave it. I don't think it's worth it. I think we'll just leave the raid. Thank you for watching. I think mostly preaching to the choir, but if you are interested in entertainment tonight, you have Mr. Malice Kaba. He is Deadly Rooms of Deathing once again, I suspect. So that'll be frustrating. Probably about as frustrating and tedious as this. Where, of course, he'll end up going, I want to solve this room. I can't solve this room. I'm going to solve this room. I can't solve this room. I will solve this room. I can't solve this room. Why is this room unsolvable? Oh, I solved the room. And hopefully, if that is quite a quick process, you'll get through another chunk of the game and go through several more levels. So that'll be nice. And I will be back. I don't know. There's a maybe Monday, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. Definitely Wednesday for the hodgepodge, and then back again definitely Thursday. So that's basically where it will go. As I say, if you're in the Discord, look out for the town crier will shout if I'm doing anything. But if I do something Monday, he said do. If I do something Monday, it will probably be desky doings once again, because I will try and get on. We unboxed Batman, and now I want to try and paint the little Batman figures that were in the Batman Talisman game, starting with Clayface. So that's kind of the plan. Whether I do that tomorrow or Monday, I don't know. I might do something specific tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'll be back at some point. Guaranteed to be Wednesday, if not earlier. Anyway, I will say cheerio and leave it there. So cheerio.